And it's like icky sticky. Probably because I keep dropping it. Hello, gamer. Apollo Justice is among us. Yes, please. Hello. We're back. We're back, gamers. How you doing? I've got my little Phoenix Wright Nendoroid chilling with me. He's here. He's here to help save the day. And we're gonna hop right into it. Let's see. Which one is it? It's the first one. It's always the first one. I make extra saves to revisit them later. To play with them. Oh, that's right. Apollo's here. My boy. My sweet boy. Apollo Justice. Oh, you're back. How's the investigation going? It's going pretty well, but there's still things we need answers to. Let me know if there's anything I can do to help. No, I'm not beating up Apollo. God, I wanted an Apollo Nendoroid so bad, but they're like $100. I'm like, yeah, not happening. I was so sad. I was like, no, Apollo. I just want a little Apollo figurine. Maybe one day, but not right now. I'll chill with my Phoenix Wright one. He's chilling. Well, you know, you're a little quiet for me. That's just, in general, I'm just a little quiet. I could turn myself up, though. How's that? I can make myself louder and louder. I can make myself very loud. I'm just quiet because my throat hurts. But there. Is that better? How about there? We go up, we go down, or is that good? Alright, perfect. Let me know if there's anything I can do to help. Oh, Apollo. I can also turn up the actual noise of the game if that's too quiet. Would you like to help out with the investigation, Apollo? You bet I would. What do you want me to work on? Let's see. Do I actually have anything for him to do? Let's give him the fish. I want to give him the fish. Okay, and it's suddenly crickets.
Oh, I know, boss. Let's have Apollo look at the evidence we collected.
Oh, good idea. He might notice something that will help us win the case. Let's give him the fish. Apollo, I have dinner. Hey, Apollo, think you could whip us up a little meal with these? Wait, that was actually the joke. That's so good. Yum yum, Apollo, here's your food. Fish? I haven't had fish for a while, come to think of it. The obvious question, though, is... what are you doing with a bunch of raw fish?
It's to feed the penguins with.
Penguin? So why are you giving it to me to cook? I don't know. I just happened to think of it and I was hungry. Then why don't we all go out for sushi when you wrap up the investigation?
Oh, you're gonna treat us? How sweet of you. I'll start with tuna.
That's really generous of you, Apollo. Don't forget to invite Trucy, too. Why did I even open my mouth? Alright, wonder what... I'm gonna show him everything, because it's Apollo. The return of a legendary lawyer. It's kind of exciting. Kind of. So how do I look with it? Wow, you present that thing like a real pro. You must have done it 1,000 times. It never really seems like enough to just have it pinned to my lapel for some reason. I get wanting to show it off. When I first became a lawyer, I flashed that badge left and right. You still do that, actually. Oh, no. Evidence? Does this mean you want me at the defense's bench in court? No, of course not. We hate you. No, I just wanted to see what you think. Oh, my poor boy. Oh, darn. In that case, I don't think you want to hear what I think. Oh, my sweet boy. Anything to say about that? Nope. What about the whistle? What's this? Something you wear around your neck? It's a whistle they use to make the orca do her tricks.
If I blow it at you, will you do a trick?
What am I, some kind of circus animal to you two? Aw. Well, you are one of the talents here at our Wright Anything agency, after all. The least you could do is learn a trick or two. Oh my god, poor Apollo. Need I remind you I'm a lawyer? Besides, Athena doesn't know any tricks.
That's what you think. I've got a special trick I've been waiting to bust out. I can chug an entire glass of OJ without taking a breath, all while doing squats.
Well, that's, really something, Athena. Not sure how many new clients that net us, though. I don't think he has anything to say about, yeah. What about the cute little calendar? No. I know it wants to show it. It wants us to show him the thing. Here's your video, Apollo. Athena already made me watch it so many times. I remember the whole show. When this case is over, we should go see the show live. I bet Trucy would like it.
Gee, I sure would like to see a head-to-head between Sasha and Trucy.
Magician versus pirate, huh? That would be one wild show, I bet. What about a magician pirate? Like me? I'm both of those things.
And we could join the fray as a band of lawyers, right, boss?
That would be even wilder than a day in court, I bet. Yeah. Sorry, Apollo. I was just trying to ask your opinion. Anyway, you want this. Here's your medicine, Apollo. Apollo, there's something I'd like your help with. You have work for me? What is it? Could you have this capsule checked out? I think it's some kind of medicine. Sure thing, Mr. Wright. I'll go to a hospital or something and have somebody take a look. Let's see. I'm pretty sure the closest one is Hickfield Clinic. Oh god, yeah, you go by yourself, Apollo. Good luck, Apollo. And thanks.
I wonder if they'll let us see Sasha now.
It has been quite a while. Let's stop by the detention center and see. We have something to deliver to her too, don't forget.
All right, boss. Chin up. We have to lift Sasha's spirits.
I like your enthusiasm.
Ahoy there, me hearties. Thank ye for coming. Arr. I be in good spirits. Worry not about me. She's trying to cheer us up. Well, that went over like a lead balloon. I was trying to make up for all your trouble.
Maybe the two of you need to take it easy. I guess they both had the same idea. They let her have a sword.
We came to let you know that we can take on your defense, if you'll have us.
What? Her floaties popped. Is something wrong? Why is she hiding from us?
Prosecutor Blackwell said that you two would abandon me.
Oh.
Well, here you are, to my rescue. That's why I'm so happy.
Sounds like she's crying back there. Oh, my sweet girl.
Of course we wouldn't abandon you. Oh, Sasha, don't cry.
Maybe the two of you need to take it easy. Great, now I've got crying in stereo.
Okay, I'm all right now. Thank you for taking on my case. We're glad to do it.
Well, now that you're smiling again, we have a few questions to ask you. Oh, the night before the murder, did you enter the Orca pool alone? That's right. On July 20th from 3 to 6 a.m., I was there cleaning and organizing. The captain and I were actually supposed to clean together starting at 4 a.m., but we got into a fight. I couldn't face him, so I went an hour early and started cleaning.
What does the Orca pool room cleaning involve?
Well, first we have to move Orla to the show stage pool before we get started. Mr. Rhymes mentioned he took care of Orla in the show stage pool. After Orla was moved, I drained the pool and rearranged the equipment and props. And did the captain ever show up? 4 a.m. came and went, but he never showed. I bet he was mad at me. I wish I'd apologized to him instead of being all prickly and angry like a scorpion fish. Oh.
I'm glad we could prove Orla's innocence, but we didn't know you would get arrested.
As long as Orla is safe, I'm happy. I'm so glad I found you two. You guys are the best.
I'm glad you found us too. You're the best, Sasha.
Oh. I never imagined Orla's tricks would ever be used to commit a crime. Could you tell us more about the lifesaver trick? Yeah, sure. There's a little speaker on the captain's clothes and on training dummies. That speaker can emit sound waves. When a trick command is issued with the whistle, Orla uses the sound waves as a guide to find the person she's supposed to rescue. I see. Does anybody else know about how that trick works? The entire crew knows about it. But it takes quite a bit of practice to be able to command the lifesaver trick. It wouldn't be easy to do for anybody who wasn't a trainer. That's why they suspected Sasha. Oh god, Apollo and Athena definitely say stuff like Riz, Skibbity, oh hi. Trucy as well. And Orla can only perform one trick per signal. In other words, she can't perform 2 tricks at a time. Orla performs 1 trick per signal, she can't do 2 at a time. Wait, so she can't do the singing trick and the lifesaver trick at the same time? So what was that song Mr. Plume heard? Oh, Mr. Wright, I just remembered. Probably not Blackwell, he's a bit older. I think he was born, let's see, this game, how old is he? 28? Yeah, he's like 28, and it's 2027, so he was born, you know, 1999. I don't think so. We have something to return to Sasha. Oh yeah, you're right. I have it right here in evidence. Plus, he was also in jail for 7 years, so he wouldn't have been on TikTok. We have to give Sasha that item Detective Fulbright gave us too. Alright. Let's ask her about the calendar first. This is your calendar, isn't it, Sasha? Huh? Nah, mine's at the aquarium. I mean, if they let him be a prosecutor, maybe they gave him access to TikTok. I don't know. He doesn't seem like the kind of guy to be on TikTok. He seems like the kind of guy that wouldn't even know, like, what TikTok is. He was a Vine kid. He'd be, like, in the background of Athena's TikTok dances. Huh? No, mine's at the aquarium. Yeah? Mr. Rhymes said he found this one in the nap room. Huh? I didn't think anybody else at the aquarium used the calendar like that. The owner of this calendar had a meeting scheduled with the victim. This mystery person might be the killer. We better find the calendar's owner. Okay, so it's not even her calendar. Turns out this doesn't belong to Sasha. A meeting with the victim was scheduled for 7 a.m. on the 20th. Isn't it possible he could have played Fortnite in its early days? Maybe. And let's give her medicine. Eat up, Sasha. Detective Fulbright asked us to give you this medicine. Arr! That bilge-sucking blackguard had the spine to send me a gift? Dread pirate no-stash, don't stand there gaping like a weak little minnow. Have at ye! Ooh, a real swashbuckling battle. Arr! If it be a fight ye want, a fight ye shall have. Could you two please not drop into show mode out of the blue? Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, I'll take that medicine. She's acting kind of funny. What is the medicine for, by the way? Well, I guess I can't keep it a secret from you two. I suffer from a heart condition. Aww. A heart condition? Then you better get to the hospital right away! Take it easy, Athena. She's in detention, remember? Don't worry. It's not as serious as it sounds. It sounds kind of serious. They can fix it with surgery. Not serious? A heart condition is a heart condition. Don't tell us not to worry. Yeah, I'm sorry. The captain was just as mad at me The captain was just as mad at me the day before yesterday. We both got so worked up at one point, it was like a shark-eat-shark situation. Phew, that sounds scary. Do you mind if I ask more about that fight? I'm assuming he doesn't want her to perform because of the heart condition, and that's what the fight was about. She's like, let me perform, and he's like, no, you'll die. That's my guess. Why were you arguing with Mr. Shipley? The captain knew about my heart condition, and he was worried about me. Called it. So he said he wouldn't put me in the new show. Yep. Called it. See? I'm not in the new flyer. Oh, you're right. It's just Orla and the new adversary, Red Stash. Then that gives her a reason as to why she wouldn't have killed him. Yeah. I was so upset and frustrated. I was still crying when I went to do the cleaning. Aww. Why kill someone who's just looking out for you, especially when it could be treated? Exactly. Like it was like clearly just like a little argument, not enough to drive her to murder. You're like, let's cool down. We'll talk about this another day. And I cried for quite a while before I drained the pool too. Oh, Sasha. But then you know what? Orla did a trick to try and cheer me up. She acted out the scene where she defeats the giant octopus by spiking a ball at it. If she killed someone, the shock and horror of what she did would probably kill her. Oh my god. She spiked that ball so hard, she even ended up breaking off one of the octopus's legs. What a dramatic way to cheer up a friend. So, that's why we argued. Because it wasn't going to put me in the new show. But I was determined to be in the show yesterday. It was July 20th, you see. The anniversary of the death of the trainer before me. Azura Summers. The person Norma de Plume wrote about in her book. I wanted to explain to the audience that it was an accident, not murder. That's why I needed to be in that show so bad. So, during the cleaning, I moved the skull rock to the orca pool. What? But why? It was a key prop. I figured the new show couldn't go on without it. I thought they'd be forced to switch back to the old show. Wow, that was pretty extreme. Moved from the show pool during cleaning time. The victim struck it when he fell to his death. So Sasha moved the skull rock to the orca pool at the time of the cleaning. And if there's blood on that rock, then that must mean that the victim's death occurred after the rock was moved. Around what time did you finish up the cleaning? It was about 6 a.m. So that places suspicion on whoever met with the victim after 6 a.m. So Azura Summers was the trainer before you? That's right. She was a year older than me. Okay. So how old was she been when she died? She's a year older than you. I guess it was a year ago, so she'd be 22 when she died. Interesting. She taught me all about how to command Orla. I bet Azura and Sasha were like sisters to one another. She was the one who taught me the signals for the singing and lifesaver tricks too. After she died, I swore on this charm. I vowed to become a great trainer someday, just like Azura. What is that charm? It's a keepsake to remember Azura by. She always wore it. I wonder if the reason why Marlon raps is because it's the best way to cover up his true feelings. He said at the start he doesn't usually rap, especially in front of people, but he's been doing it this entire time. Interesting, interesting. She told me once that she and her boyfriend had matching charms. Oh, she had a boyfriend, huh? It's gotta be Marlon, right? I mean, he's around their age. Yeah. I never found out who he was, so I couldn't give this one to him. I've had it ever since. You're keeping the memory of Miss Summers alive. The captain always carried around a memento of Azura, too. Her walkie-talkie. Huh? Did the victim have a walkie-talkie on him? Maybe I should show Sasha the victim's photos and see what she has to say. The victim didn't appear to have a walkie-talkie with him at the time of his death. Huh? But I talked to the captain on his walkie-talkie before I started the cleaning. Someone took his walkie-talkie. But there's no walkie-talkie shown in these crime scene photos. I don't understand it. The captain always kept that walkie-talkie with him. Maybe the culprit took it away? Maybe. What would be the point of that? I'd better organize the data I have on the victim in the court record. Interesting. Shipley's walkie-talkie hasn't been found. Shipley's autopsy report and photo of the body consolidated. Okay. Imagine if Maya Fey arrived to bring Marlon's girlfriend back only for her to say she was planning to break up with him because he lacked the riz. So everything he did was for nothing and his girlfriend is laughing at him. No. The captain always kept that walkie-talkie by his side. It was the walkie-talkie Azura used right up until her death. In the middle of the show, the orca brought Azura up to the surface in her mouth. She left tooth marks in Azura's walkie-talkie. The captain said he always kept that walkie-talkie with him so he'd never forget. Okay, so her walkie-talkie has tooth marks in it, so we're looking for a walkie-talkie with tooth marks. So the walkie-talkie was really important to the victim. But now the captain is dead too. I'm the only one left who could protect Orla from the ship's doctor. Oh no! Protect Orla from the ship's doctor? I wonder what Sasha means. Oh no. What did you mean by protect Orla from the ship's doctor? You know, Herman Crab? Whoa, he has it out for Orla. Ever since the accident a year ago, he's been completely different. Oh no. When Azura died, he said he was going to euthanize the orca. What? Not Dr. Crab. Before that, he always used to say that euthanizing animals was a despicable act. Euthanize the orca? That's horrible. They all thought that Azura's death was the orca's fault. Nobody believed in her but me. The ship's doctor always keeps poison to euthanize the orca with on hand. Oh no! Is that the poison? Oh no. Oh, we don't have it because... Oh, there it is. I was like, we don't have it. No wonder is he being blackmailed. Ooh. And if Orla had been pronounced guilty in yesterday's trial, he would have used it. He was gonna put her down right away? That ship's doctor was close with both the captain and Azura, you know. I think he hates Orla. Whoa. I guess we better look into Dr. Crab a little more.
Boss, let's go see Dr. Crab.
I was just thinking the same thing. We have a lot of questions to ask him. He saved her, though. I wonder if he only saved her. I don't know. Because, I don't know. Oh my god. I have no thoughts. Ah, I forgot Pearl was here. Pearl! Oh, it's Pearls. And Rifle. What are you doing here?
Rifle came in here, so I followed her.
Oh, that's right. We were supposed to deliver Rifle to him. I completely forgot.
Oh, Rifle!
Gah! What are you doing? Stop that! I don't think he wants to harm Orla, but he's being told he has to. Ugh. Yeah. You silly mother penguin. What if you injured my spectacular genius brain? Dr. Crab? Are you alright? Huh? No. It's you people. I see you brought Rifle for me. Rifle was really laying into you. Well, she hates me because she thinks I took her baby away from her. No. Sniper. Oh. Gee, Rifle looks so happy. Is she actually playing with Sniper? Ah! Stop all this cacophony!
The biological parent and the caregiver parent locked in a struggle over the child.
Also, the killers are usually introduced fairly early on, and this guy was introduced halfway. Not necessarily. Not necessarily. Like, think back to, like, Acro. He wasn't introduced until, like, literally right before the final trial and stuff. And this... And I'm sure other cases as well. He was the first one that came to mind. Because I was just watching some playthroughs of that case earlier. Not necessarily. Sometimes the killers get introduced last minute. Sometimes they're introduced in the beginning. It depends how the case goes.
The biological parent and the caregiver parent locked in a struggle over the child.
Do you think you could hold this silly mother penguin down for me?
Alright, I'll try.
What are you doing? I think Rifle just threw something up. Oh, I'm getting food for Sniper out of Rifle. Mother penguins stock up food for their babies in their stomachs. Howdy, Matt. Hi, Matt. How you doing? I see the computer got fixed. Yeah. Yep. For now. Didn't solve... I don't know what the problem was still, really. But for now, it's working, so. After way too much technical difficulties. I'm probably not gonna be here super long because I'm super tired because, you know. I know, yeah, I know. No worries. I'm glad prom was good. They break it down in there so that it's easier for the baby to eat.
Wow, you sure know a lot about animals.
112 points. Man. I got paid today and I literally just recovered my money.
Wow, you sure know a lot about animals.
You aren't trying to pick a fight with me again, aren't you, young lady? Yes, I know a lot about animals. I am a licensed veterinarian. Rifle certainly is in a bad mood, even for her. Why is she in a bad mood? Is Rifle okay? Is his first name Hermit? No, it's Herman. It's Herman Crab. Of course. Is Rifle okay? Hold on. I'm checking her now. Girl in the strange outfit. Could you turn Rifle over on her back, please?
Alright, Rifle, I'm just gonna turn you over, okay?
Love how Pearl knew he was talking to her. Oh, whoa, what's on her feet? What's this? The bottom of her feet are pink.
Oh no! Well, what kind of sickness is that? We have to get her to a doctor.
Athena, get a hold of yourself. Dr. Crab is a veterinarian, remember? It's just something she stepped in by the looks of it. Is it the shark? It's her stomach that's the problem. There's still something in there. Here we go. Why is everyone... Oh! Looks like she swallowed something odd. Oh. That's the charm. Do we have it? Oh, we don't have it. But that's the one that, Sasha had. The guy I said husband about. No way. I'm guessing. My theory is it's gotta be either Marlin or Dr. Crab. There's no way it's anyone else besides one of them. I'm guessing some kind of argument or something. Blackmail. It was the anniversary of her death, so. And they both seem pretty torn up about it, so. He is new, though. I don't know if he was here. Wait, that's interesting, because he said he was new and he's never seen the show. So I don't know if he was even... worked at the aquarium a year ago to be connected to Azura. Looks like she swallowed something odd. I know this penguin will eat anything, but where did she pick up something like this? Son of a gun. I'll have to talk to Marlin about her care.
Dr. Crab, may we see what was in Rifle's stomach?
Huh? Please be quiet. I'm busy right now.
Busy? But you're just staring at that weird machine.
I'm checking to see when Rifle ingested the foreign object.
He just keeps looking at that machine. He won't even glance our way.
Now I'm really curious to know more about his monitoring system. Could you tell us about the monitoring system you have here? It's a collection of electronic medical records for all the creatures here. With this system and the camera footage, I can monitor the creatures 24/7. I won't tell you any more than that. It's private company business. But medical records are usually just the history of past medical exams and data. I never heard of any that can monitor 24/7. Good point, Mr. Lawyer. I can see there's no fooling you. But why would you want to fool me? Ah. This guy's gonna be a tough nut to crack. I have my reasons. Huh? This looks like the charm Sasha had. Dr. Crab, do you know anything about this charm? Charm? Hey! Leave that alone! That belonged to Azura! What was Azura's charm doing in Rifle's stomach? That's odd. When Sasha was telling us about the charm earlier... Sasha said that she had Azura's charm. But that charm is still at the detention center. Hey, wait a minute. Didn't Sasha say Azura and her boyfriend had matching charms? So this second charm must be the one that belonged to Azura's boyfriend. Dr. Crab, is it possible this charm belongs to Azura's boyfriend? I refuse to talk about such personal details of the deceased. Subject closed. Alright. He sure is touchy when it comes to Azura. Usually by this point in the game, I'm able to figure out who the killer is, but like, I'm lost between Dr. Crab and Marlin. I know it's one of them, but I genuinely cannot tell which one it is. Azura Summers. Yesterday was the anniversary of her death, wasn't it? That's right. She was killed by the Orca.
Do you really think Orla killed her? I don't believe it.
Who can say if the Orca didn't kill anyone? Who can say if the Orca did it on purpose? But the fact remains that she killed Azura. I've been going through my photos. I did the same pose in all of them. The one default pose. Your idle animation. I was right there, the day of her death a year ago. I saw the Orca bite Azura with my own eyes.
But is that really the whole truth of what happened?
I guess only Orla knows what really happened, both a year ago and this time. Alright, let's try to make it. The monitoring system. I want you to tell me about the monitoring system here. You don't let up either, do you, Mr. Lawyer? They're just electronic medical records and feeds from security cameras. With these, I can monitor all the animals 24/7. And I say that's not true. I have proof that you can't monitor the animals 24/7 with this system. Is it because the footage doesn't start until 10 a.m.? Take that! The security camera doesn't begin recording until 10 a.m. If that's the case, how could you possibly monitor the animals 24/7? Okay, you got me. I guess that was a pretty weak explanation. You're right. I guess I can't monitor the animals 24/7. But if I see anything unusual on the camera feeds, I can spring to action right away. And if I can examine an animal, I can usually tell exactly what is going on with them. Wow, he's really confident in his abilities. But I still say you can't do that 24/7. But I'm here at the aquarium most of the time. And I can go anywhere at any time to examine an animal. Not Orla, though. Anywhere? I say that's not true either. Yeah, he can't go into the Orca pool because he doesn't have a security card. I have proof that there's a place you can't go. Take that! The only people who have access to the Orca pool room are the owner and Sasha. So how can you say that you monitor all of the animals? Son of a gun. So you knew about the security card, did you? Yeah. Yes, tighter security was imposed on the Orca a year ago as a precaution. Due to Sasha's objections, I wasn't allowed to have a card. I guess she was trying to protect Orla from him. So you're monitoring the animals with a system that's private company business? But I have to insist you tell me about this monitoring system. Now you're trying to pick a fight with me? Very well. I suppose it's only fitting that the spoils go to the victor. I'll tell you about Shipshape Aquarium's ecological data organization system. Okay. So what does that machine you were using do? It's a system of ecological data organization developed in Europe. I call it the Torpedo. What do you think? Pretty impressive name, isn't it?
Torpedo? As in, man the battle stations and all that?
No. It's the name I gave to this data organization system. Torpedo. It stands for Teleobservation Real-Time Pertinent Data Organizer. I almost had it. Okay, but is it super admin restricted desktop access password protected? I don't... I don't get the reference. I don't get the joke. Phoenix, that fell flat. Also, weren't Crab and the Captain really good friends? Maybe. The torpedo collects data through sensors placed on or near the subjects. Temperature, heartbeat, vocalizations, etc. It gathers this information 24 hours a day. Searching up the joke. Please, Matt, please. I don't understand. All this data is then sent to my terminal in these monitors.
Wow, this torpedo sounds amazing. Does Rifle have a sensor on her too?
Yes, she does. Where and what kind of sensor is attached depends on the animal. The penguins have theirs attached to the ID tag at the base of their flipper. The torpedo doesn't tell me where Rifle is when she escapes, though. It's harder to attach sensors to the orca or fish, so theirs are on the tanks themselves. Places where the creatures don't normally live, like the show stage, don't have sensors. Apparently, it's the funniest in the entire series. Wow. That's crazy. Okay, here we go. It's telling me the time Rifle swallowed the foreign object. Approximately 4 a.m. on July 20th. What an odd time. That was when Sasha was doing the cleaning.
Maybe that's why she wouldn't take my fish? Because she was full from the night before? But at least Orla ate it, so that's okay.
Orla ate another animal's food? That's odd. She's never done that before. And then she had that episode too. I'd better take a look at her data. Huh? She didn't eat anything from the evening of the 19th to yesterday afternoon. So Rifle had a late night snack, but Orla went hungry, huh? It appears so. But let's see. She's been eating normally since yesterday afternoon. Come to think of it, Jack was supposed to feed Orla yesterday morning. Maybe he died before he had the chance. I'm worried about Orla's condition. I better remember this torpedo data. Torpedo data shows that Rifle ate around 4 a.m. on July 20th, but that Orla didn't eat anything. I still wonder why he wouldn't tell me about the torpedo. Dr. Crab, why did you want to hide the existence of the torpedo system? Well, it's a safe system that has been approved for use in other countries. But it hasn't been legally approved in this country yet. That's why I always carry this terminal around with me. It's not something I want the police poking their nose into. But you're telling all this? Okay.
You mean you're breaking the law?
Which is why I was keeping it a secret. It would create a problem for the aquarium. Wrong joke. It's a callback to a previous case. Oh. I think we've went too far past it. Oh, there it is. Super admin restricted desktop access password for... I don't get that. Maybe Master Math. Maya, super admin restricted desktop access password protection. What? This is madness. No, Maya, this is Sparta. Oh, okay, in 3-3. Apparently I must have never clicked on that joke. See, this is Sparta. That's funny. That's a good joke. He didn't say the joke here, so. Okay. In 3-3. Interesting. It's if you presented the wrong evidence. You're too good to understand the reference. I'm just too cracked at this game. I never present the wrong evidence. Oh my god, that's funny. Which is why I was keeping it a secret. It would create a problem for the aquarium. I had Jack's permission. He felt the animal's care was more important than the legality. But we wanted to shield the rest of the staff, so we kept it a secret.
But breaking the law is breaking the law.
But in some cases, lives can be saved by breaking the law. Do we simply allow the lives of our animals to be lost while we wait for laws to change?
Ugh, now you're twisting things around.
I'd like to use this evidence during the trial tomorrow, but it may result in you and Shipshape Aquarium being brought up on charges. Well, I followed my own convictions, and I have no regrets. You're only doing your job. I can't blame you for that, Mr. Lawyer. I appreciate that. What's that sound? Another penguin? That's my ringtone. It's a cute ringtone, I guess.
Gee, Dr. Crab sure likes cute things.
Oh. Okay, I got all the context. You're a trooper, Matt. Maybe he wanted it to sound like Sniper. Hello? Crab speaking. Son of a gun. You people again. Stop harassing this aquarium. Orla was found not guilty. Why on earth should she be put down? Basically, in 3-3, Rest Free Word Turnabout, there was a character called Lisa Basil. I think I slept through this one. Yeah. I remember Lisa. She's like the robot lady. Huh? Come there on the 26th and explain? Fine. Just let me write it down in my... He doesn't have his calendar. And if he gave her the wrong evidence, she says that thing. Ah, okay. Gotcha. I was just really correct at breaking her psyche locks. And Maya goes, what? Yeah. Interesting. That's cool. Huh? Come there on the 26th and explain? Fine, just let me write it down in my... He doesn't have his calendar. Son of a gun, where did my calendar go? It's his calendar. He met with Jack Shipley at 7 a.m. on the 20th. His calendar. Could he be talking about that calendar? I realized that. If it comes to that, I'll use that drug to euthanize her.
Mr. Wright! He said euthanize her!
We better ask him more about this. And I should try presenting that calendar to him, too. Let's do the calendar first. Dr. Crab, isn't this your calendar? Yes, it's mine. What are you doing with it? Mr. Rhymes found it in the nap room. Oh, I must have forgotten it there when I tried to get some rest.
It sure is a cute calendar. I guess you're crazy about penguins?
Somebody gave it to me, okay? Now please don't tell anybody about it. It's embarrassing. Azura designed this calendar. This one here is a prototype. She designed a calendar for this year, and then she died before it went on sale.
Were you and Miss Summers romantically involved?
What? What gave you that idea?
It's just that I sense sadness in your heart when you talked about the calendar.
Of course we weren't romantically involved. I don't believe in romantic feelings. So based, Mr. Dr. Crab, so based. He looks shaken, though. By the way, did you meet Mr. Shipley at 7 a.m. on July 20th as scheduled? No. We were supposed to meet, but Jack didn't show up. Is that really true? Sasha finished cleaning the Orca pool room at 6 a.m. If Dr. Crab managed to get in the pool room somehow and meet with the victim, then he would have had the opportunity to kill Mr. Shipley. You can't be lying about the romantic stuff, though, because surely we would have had psyche locks. Yeah. Who was that phone call from? Son of a gun. You heard that? Who didn't hear that? It was the Center for Dangerous Animal Control, calling with a demand. They said that the orca may have been found not guilty this time, but that if she ever attacked a human again, we would have to put her down.
Put her down? But that's horrible. Did you agree to their demand?
Animals sometimes do attack humans. And of course, humans sometimes do kill animals to protect themselves. If it comes to that, yes, as a veterinarian, I am prepared to carry out euthanization. Using this poison. Oh. Okay, so he's gonna tell us about it, and sending Apollo on that mission was totally useless. Awesome. Huh? That capsule. It has the same letters on it as the one that was in Orla's stomach. Did Dr. Crab try to kill Orla? Please let me ask you one more question, Dr. Crab. What is it, Mr. Lawyer? You look so grave. I heard something disturbing from the writer, Norma de Plume. The center demanded that the aquarium put the killer whale down a year ago.
But put her down?
But the aquarium owner refused the demand, saying it was an accidental death. But I hardly think a persistent organization like that would give up and go away. I'm quite sure the power of money helped convince them. What makes you think that? Once a month, the owner and the vet disappear from this aquarium. And I came to find out that, each time, a large amount of money was being paid out. I think Shipshape Aquarium might be keeping some kind of secret, and that it has something to do with the recent murder. Oh. Oh no! Oh no! This is a big secret! This is the same amount of Psyche locks that was on Matt on Guard. This is a big boy secret. I don't think we're cracking this one, fellas. 5 Psyche locks. That writer. She just has to stick her nose in everyone's business. Son of a gun. I should have dealt with it all more carefully. How am I ever gonna remove all those locks? Huh? Sorry to interrupt, but Prosecutor Blackwell wants Dr. Crab. Detective Fulbright. You again. You couldn't possibly have any more questions for me. Well, you see, we're having a little problem. We were going to call the animal keeper as a witness for the prosecution, but he's being very stubborn and refusing to testify. And so we thought we'd ask you to be a witness in tomorrow's trial. Did you really now? Well, I'm not taking sides. I'll tell what I know, no more, no less. That would be fine. Now if you would please come along with me. Well, looks like we'll have to continue our talk at the trial tomorrow. I don't know what secret you and this aquarium are hiding, but I'll uncover it if it'll help save Miss Buckler. Give it your best shot then. I'll see you tomorrow. Marlin is looking even more suspicious with how stubborn he's being. It's either Marlin or Dr. Crab. There's no one else is coming into this late game.
It looks like we'll be going up against Dr. Crab in tomorrow's trial.
I bet he'll be one tough customer.
Okay, we better get our evidence organized for tomorrow.
I'll have Athena hold on to the evidence I don't think I'll need in court. Evidence has been reorganized. Awesome. Oh. Hello? Mr. Wright! I went to Hickfield Clinic! Oh, Apollo. Ooh, Apollo. We already figured it out. Yikes. Apollo? Use your indoor voice. Sorry about that. Anyway, I found out a lot, so I wanted to tell you right away. It turns out that mysterious capsule is a powerful sleeping drug. Apparently the brand name is 3Z's. Okay, yeah, it says 3Z's right on it. And they said the Shipshape Aquarium vet recently bought a large quantity from them. The vet? Dr. Herman Crab. 3Z's is supposed to be for people, but Dr. Crab told him it would work on other mammals like orcas and dolphins too. So Dr. Crab's euthanization poison was actually sleeping pills? Interesting. When Orla almost drowned today, was it because she'd been given sleeping pills? Interesting. It's a sleeping pill, not some kind of poison. And I found out more than just about that. I found out more than just about that capsule. Dr. Hickfield himself gave me some information. Shipshape Aquarium had someone on their staff named Azura Summers, right? Yeah, the one who died a year ago. Well, Azura Summers was getting a certain medication from Hickfield Clinic last year. You should not have been able to find this out, Apollo. You should not have been able to find this out. I wonder if Apollo will get paid for this. Bold of you to assume Apollo gets paid at all. The same heart medication as Sasha Buckler. You definitely should not have known about that. Really? Azura Summers had the same heart condition as Sasha? Nice work, Apollo. Thank you. We'll be coming back to the office soon. Okay. Trucy and I will be here. Well, we better get back to the office and get ready for tomorrow. What are you gonna do, Pearls?
I thought I'd stay overnight here and be with Orla and Rifle. I'll be ready for a telecast during the trial tomorrow. Good luck to both of you. Thanks, Pearly. That way, when we prove Sasha innocent, she can see Orla right away.
I just realized that that Athena and Pearls are like the exact same age. I don't know why it just clicked. She's like a year older than her, but they're literally the same age, pretty much. That's crazy to me. Because Athena seems so much older. I'd love to see Sasha and Orla back together again, both free and clear. But before that can happen, I have to prove Sasha's innocence. July 22nd, 9:17 a.m. District Court. Defendant lobby number 3. Is this a strange case that Sasha's actually Azura? I don't think so. I do not think so at all. What? The ship's doctor and Azura were romantically involved?
Well, that's my theory, but I don't actually know if it's really true.
Azura would never get involved with that god-awful ship's doctor. But I do admit they were friends. But would Azura send Dr. Crab videos, I wonder? Videos? What do you mean? Azura used to send her boyfriend videos of herself teaching the orca tricks. Okay, so the killer's definitely her boyfriend. We just gotta figure out if it was Marlin or Dr. Crab that was her boyfriend. Because they had the boyfriend had videos of the orca tricks, like that would mean probably like the lifesaver trick and stuff. But if they have the same condition, what caused it? I used to help Azura take the videos on her TV phone. This is an interesting bit of information. Summer's boyfriend has videos of her using a whistle to make the orca do tricks. So TV phones can shoot videos too, huh? My dumb phone sure can't. These TV phones are amazing. They can even record sounds you and I can't hear. All the equipment we use at Shipshape Aquarium is high-tech. The ship's doctor sends away for all kinds of electronics. So all the high-tech stuff is Dr. Krabs is doing, huh? The previous death wasn't because of the whale, was it? It was Azura's heart condition. Yeah, 100%. That's why, the victim, Jack, didn't want, Sasha to perform. Because he didn't want, I bet he figured out that it was her heart condition that caused her to die. And he didn't want the same thing to happen to Sasha. Yeah. Anyway, I still highly trout Azura's boyfriend was the ship's doctor. But Dr. Crab found a charm yesterday, and he was really shaken by it. It's gonna be Marlin, then, if it's not Dr. Crab. Charm? Hey, leave that alone. That belonged to Azura. What was Azura's charm doing in Rifle's stomach? That charm looked just like your keepsake of Azura. Yeah, well, she did say she and her boyfriend had matching charms. Were the ship's doctor and Azura really a couple? I can't believe it. I think Dr. Crab will be called as a witness today. There are still so many unanswered questions, but I hope to solve them all in today's trial. I believe in you too. I know you can do it.
And we will, Sasha. We promise.
Wow, courtroom number 4 looks shiny. Wow, I can't believe... I hope it doesn't get blown up. Court is now in session for the trial of Sasha Buckler. The defense is ready. Ah! Ready. Now I'm completely thrown off. Very good. It appears both the prosecution and the defense are ready. Yesterday it was proven that the Orca was not guilty and that the victim fell to his death. Prosecutor Blackquill, did your investigation of the Orca pool area turn up anything? It did. We found a blood stain from the victim at the bottom of the pool. On this. Oh my! What a frightening looking rock! And you say it has a blood stain on it? Just looking at it gives me the willies. So, can we assume that there was no water in the pool at the time of the incident? Very good. What a clever little deduction. Ho ho! Well, it's nice to get a compliment from the prosecution for a change.
Prosecutor Blackquill has completely tamed the judge with his carrot and stick approach.
I guess I should have brought a few carrots of my own. Right. Moving along, I have prepared a witness. Buckler was the only one who entered that room when there was no water in the pool. The witness will prove that. Come to the stand, witness. Name and occupation. Dr. Herman Crab. Sniper, stay in there. And who is that cute little creature? Such a restless bird, quite unlike Taka. Oh. Wow, chalk one up for Taka. He shut Sniper up with a single sound. I think I know what Marlin has done. I think he took the calendar and Sasha's car, so if anything was found, he'd have 2 people to blame. Dang. Son of a gun. Dr. Herman Crab, Shipshape Aquarium's veterinarian. And could you tell us the name of your cute little friend there as well?
Your Honor, please focus on the case.
But it's important to learn all we can about the witness. This is Sniper. She's the offspring of a penguin named Rifle. Sniper lives in my hair. She might cause a commotion now and then, but please try to ignore her. I was originally going to call the animal keeper to the stand, but he refused to testify, so I settled on the veterinarian. Now tell us, why was the defendant in the Orca pool room when the water was drained? cleaning the Orca pool room. In the early morning hours of July 20th, Sasha was cleaning the Orca pool room. Sasha and Jack Shipley, the owner, were scheduled to do the cleaning together. During cleaning, the pool water is drained. While the cleaning was going on, Marlin was taking care of the Orca in the show pool. The pool water would never be drained unless the pool was being cleaned. And your claim is that the victim was made to fall to his death during the cleaning? Only Butler and the owner had the security card necessary to enter the Orca pool room. And we already know from the security company's record of card usage that the defendant was in the Orca pool room during the time of cleaning. The witness's testimony and the record of security card usage are conclusive evidence. So, no one besides the defendant was at the scene, and the water in the pool was drained. Uh-oh, the judge already seems to be leaning towards the other side.
We have to strike fast. Your Honor, we're ready for our cross-examination now.
Oh, yes, of course. 1 second. Boo. Oh, yes, of course. Please proceed, then. The power of youth comes in handy at times like these. Okay, his last statement I wanted to get more information on. Sasha and Jack Shipley, the owner, were scheduled to do the cleaning together. During cleaning, the pool water is drained. While the cleaning was going on, Marlin was taking care of the Orca in the show pool. The pool water would never be drained unless the pool was being cleaned.
Hold it!
There is no possibility it would be drained at any time other than during cleaning? None. Ugh. Shot down with a single word. Why are you so certain? Think about it. If the pool water were drained, what would happen to the Orca?
The poor thing.
Whose side are you on, Athena? Exactly, young lady. Without water, Orla would be alright for a short period of time, but anything longer than that would pose serious risks. She could even die. So the fact that Orla is alive and well is proof the water wasn't drained on her? But what if they just did what they did during this and just, you know, because he fell on the rocks, so I mean... That's right. The Orca pool and the show stage pool are next door to each other. A hoist runs between the two to move the Orca and equipment back and forth. When intensive cleaning is done, the Orca is moved to the show stage pool first. So the water is only drained while the pool is being cleaned. Please add that information to your testimony. If there were no water in the pool, the orca could die. Yeah, but I don't think so.
Objection!
If the water in the pool is drained, you say the orca could die. But is that necessarily true? What are you talking about? There is a way to let the water out without harming the orca, isn't there? Your Honor, please allow me to submit this photograph. What is... What are these squiggly lines and cute drawings? Oh, this is... As you can see, there is no water around the Skull Rock area. With the pool in this state, the victim could have been made to fall to his death. However, there is water on the other side of the partition, and Orla looks just fine. Son of a gun. In other words, if the partition is set up at the bottom of the pool, the water can be drained without doing Orla any harm. Are you implying the water could have been drained at a time other than during cleaning? Yes, there is that possibility.
Dr. Crab is shaking. Looks like he has something to hide. Could it have something to do with the calendar note about meeting with the victim?
It might. I'll submit it to the judge. Your Honor, please take a look at this calendar. Ah, you waved that around in court yesterday. No need to drag out your souvenir today. Actually, I would like you to make note of the entry for the day of the incident. Let me see here. Meet the captain at the orca pool at 7 a.m.? This note is about a meeting planned with the victim. What? The defense would like to argue that at the time of that meeting, the pool may have been drained of its water. Whose calendar is that? It belongs to Dr. Herman Crab. Isn't that right, Dr. Crab? Son of a gun. So you suspect me, do you? What is the meaning of this calendar entry, Dr. Crab? Explain yourself. Fine. I was supposed to meet Jack at the orca pool at that time, but I ended up not going. Oh, great excuse. So you're saying you simply broke your promise? You can't get out of it that easily. I believe you have some explaining to do.
Objection!
Your blade is sharper than I thought, Wright, Adorno. But your cut was shallow. A mere surface scratch. There's a saying amongst prisoners. Do not see, hear, nor speak to smooth-talking lawyers. If you think the witness is suspicious, show your proof. The calendar alone isn't good enough, huh? I have to prove the victim could have fallen to his death at that 7 a.m. meeting time.
Let's put our heads together, boss. The victim could have fallen during cleaning when the pool was completely drained. Or using the partition. It could have been at 7 a.m. with the water partially drained. What would be the major difference in circumstance between the two possibilities?
It'd mean that, that Orla was present. What circumstance was different? The answer could really tell us something. What circumstance was different between the two possibilities of cleaning at 7 a.m.? The pool was half filled, the orca was there, the time of day was different. Yeah, Orla was there. And she has blood on her. If the murder occurred at a time other than during cleaning, the orca must have been there.
Oh, you're right. And that would mean that Orla witnessed the murder.
What's this? You're sheathing your sword so soon. Stop yammering to each other and show me how you wield your sword. Alright then, my sword is poised and ready. If the murder was committed at a time other than during cleaning time, then Orla must have been present at the scene. If I can prove that the murder happened right in front of Orla, then I can prove that Miss Buckler is not guilty. Order! Order in the court! Mr. Wright! Phoenix, I'm sorry, but that quote was gay. Are you implying that the orca was a witness to the crime? That's so sad. That is exactly what I'm implying. And how do you intend to prove the orca witnessed the murder? What are you going to do? Put the orca on the stand and cross-examine her? This is a critical point. I better think about it carefully. The defense will cross-examine Orla. No, we're not gonna do that. But I kind of want to try it later, so I'm gonna leave that there. We're gonna present evidence. The defense will present evidence. Evidence that will prove Orla witnessed the murder. You're going to present evidence? What? Unheard of. Knowing the defense, I thought... Knowing the defense, I thought surely you would try to cross-examine the orca. Oh my god. I must say, I'm a little disappointed. Man, I'm sorry, Judge. Next time. Jeez, sorry to get your hopes up, Your Honor. Very well. Let's see this evidence, then. What evidence shows that the murder took place right in front of the orca? The same thing I just presented a minute ago. This photo indicates where we discovered luminol reactions yesterday. By accident, we got some of the luminol testing fluid on Orla. We were then very surprised to see luminol reactions on Orla's body.
Objection!
So what of it? There's nothing odd about that. As was discussed in yesterday's trial, the orca was bleeding. Traces of the orca's blood were also found on the skull rock. Okay, so she did get her injury from doing the headbutting. The orca must have injured herself when she rammed the rock. So that cloud of blood Mr. Plume saw was from Orla headbutting the skull rock, was it? The victim slammed into it. When he fell, Orla also rammed into it, has been moved from the show pool. Those luminol reactions you saw in the orca are most likely from her headbutting.
Objection!
But what's odd is the position of those blood stains. Please take a good look at the photograph. But there's blood on her back, isn't it? Yeah. And yesterday, Mr. Plume said the blood disappeared when Orla put on the hat. That testimony indicated that Orla's injuries were under the hat area. However, these luminol reactions are in two entirely separate areas from her injuries. These blood stains can't be Orla's own blood from when she was headbutting. Then where did the blood come from? It's my firm belief that it's the victim's blood. The victim was killed right in front of Orla. And the victim's blood splattered onto Orla's body. Oh. Yeah. Now it finally all makes sense. Orla was a witness to the murder. So that's why...
Orla?
Boss, something's wrong with Orla. What? You're right. She's listless. And she's sinking. There's one more fact that indicates Orla was a witness to the murder. There's more? The culprit was afraid Orla could somehow reveal what she witnessed. And that's why they did what they did. It's the only thing that makes sense. I have to present that evidence. Oh my god, they tried to kill her. That evidence that proves the culprit thought Orla was a dangerous witness. They tried to kill her so she couldn't be a witness. That's crazy. The defense would like to submit this evidence. This has to be Marlin. What's this? It looks like some sort of medicine. It's a sleeping drug, Your Honor. A very powerful one. This sleeping drug was discovered in Orla's stomach yesterday. The culprit tried to drown Orla by putting her into a deep sleep. Tried to drown the orca? But why? Right, Donal. Are you trying to tell this court that the perpetrator tried to kill the orca off to prevent a witness from talking? Do you really expect to defeat me with that feeble attack? My sword has been drawn. I'm not about to sheath my evidence now. Orcas have an enormous potential for intelligence. The possibility that Orla could somehow manage to reveal the truth can't be denied. The culprit believed in this possibility, and that's why they tried to kill her. Dr. Herman Crab, you purchased the sleeping drug, didn't you? What? Does this mean the veterinarian tried to do away with the orca? Who but a veterinarian would better know how to disguise an orca's death? You could even prevent the police from examining Orla's body. Why, you? Are you actually accusing me of trying to murder the orca? Whoa. How dare you slander the noble profession of a veterinarian? Eek. My goodness, one could cut the tension in this courtroom with a knife. Stop kicking the witness stand. Yes, I admit to purchasing that sleeping drug. However, it was subsequently stolen from my lab.
That's such a flimsy excuse.
It's the truth. What else can I say? Any one of the crew members could have entered my lab. I guess that weakens my evidence quite a bit. Besides, think about it for a minute. Who was it that treated Orla after she swallowed the drug? It was I. But as I recall, it took you quite a while to give that treatment. You didn't even come on your own. We had to go get you. Son of a gun. You just remember all sorts of little details, don't you, Mr. Lawyer? The orca pool and the lab are far apart. It's little wonder he didn't know about Orla's condition.
Objection!
That's not true. Didn't know? That's highly doubtful. As far apart as they were, Dr. Crab still had a way to know all about Orla's condition. The defense would like to submit evidence that the witness knew about Orla's condition. The torpedo.
Take that!
The torpedo. Yeah, you just had to bring that up, didn't you? With this advanced data system, surely you would have known Orla's condition.
Objection!
Wait just 1 minute. What is this torpedo? Dr. Crab, how dare you bring a weapon of mass destruction into my courtroom? The torpedo, or teleobservation real-time pertinent data organizer, is a data system. Until yesterday, only Dr. Crab and Mr. Shipley knew about the torpedo. It isn't legally approved in this country, so it was kept away from the police. It's illegal? Dr. Crab, I demand an explanation. Oh, son of a gun. You and your big mouth, Mr. Lawyer. Yes, it's true. I'm using an illegal system to monitor the creatures at the aquarium. The system uses sensors like these, and yes, there's one in the orca pool too. These sensors send sound waves through the water to gather data on the creatures. If it finds abnormalities in their condition, the torpedo alerts me with a sound. Oh my goodness! How very high-tech! But if it's illegal, I will not turn a blind eye. This matter will be appropriately dealt with at a separate time. Now then, Mr. Wright, please continue. With the torpedo, I'm sure Dr. Crab noticed the danger Orla was in, but he made no attempt to come to her aid on his own. And the reason for that is that Dr. Crab wanted Orla dead. The torpedo didn't give me a warning message. That's why I didn't know there was anything wrong with Orla. The sensor in the orca pool wasn't working during the police's investigation.
Objection!
Can you prove that statement?
Objection!
Blackwell, that's not an objection. What's with him?
I guess this is also high-tech for Prosecutor Blackwell that it's making him a little funny.
Funny. Yes. I find this all very funny. Witness, those sensors send sound waves through the water, correct? But what if there isn't any water? Then they wouldn't work. They would automatically switch off. I see. And where is the sensor in the orca pool located? I don't know. Jack is the one who attached it for me. You don't know? Then I will tell you. The police found a sensor just like the one you just showed us. They found it attached to the table at the bottom of the pool. Table? Do you mean the table in this photograph? That's right. Don't you get it yet, Wright? The table is on the Skull Rock side of the partition. It's affixed to the bottom of the pool and can't be moved. Oh, and so if the water was drained from the Skull Rock side of the pool... Precisely. Without water, the torpedo sensor would not work. Witness, when did that sensor automatically switch off? Hang on, I'll look it up. The only times lately were during cleaning 2 days ago and in the investigation yesterday. Of course I knew the pool would be drained while they cleaned it. But I had no idea they drained it for the investigation. No one let me know. That's why I didn't know about Orla's condition yesterday.
So Dr. Crab really did want to save Orla?
Did you hear that, right, Donald? Yes, the water can be drained without harm to the orca if the partition is used. But if the water is drained from the Skull Rock side, the sensor turns itself off. If the sensor was always on except for during the cleaning and the investigation, it means there must have been water in the pool at all other times. It was never drained. In other words, no one but the defendant could have committed the crime. Ugh! Order! Order in the court! This completely shatters the defense's argument. But... The fact still remains that Orla was nearly killed with Dr. Krabs' sleeping drug.
Objection!
But aren't you forgetting one important question? When was the sleeping drug given to the orca? You're right. That hasn't been discussed yet, has it? The orca pool is the scene of the murder. The police were there all day yesterday. The only way to give the drug to the orca undetected is to put it in her food. Yesterday, someone gave the orca food during the trial. Someone did? I'm afraid I don't remember that. Orla was nearly killed while Sasha was in jail. Yeah. You don't remember? You're not that old yet, are you? It was the defendant, Sasha Bugler. But Marlon also gave her food during the trial yesterday. We saw that on the video. He like tossed a treat to her. So it's gotta be him. So that is the orca that stands accused, is it? Aw, she's waving her flipper at us. Maybe she's cheering us on?
Orla, wish Phoenix and Athena luck.
Yeah, but listen, if it was Sasha, then she wouldn't kill the orca here. She would have just let them kill her. She wouldn't go and try and find a lawyer to save Orla, because that makes no sense. She was like, if she thought that the orca was a witness, she would just be like, whatever. They'll let her die then. So it makes no sense for her to kill Orla. All it does is incriminate her. Like, she could have easily gotten away with it if it was her. It's not her.
Orla, wish Phoenix and Athena luck.
So your argument is that Miss Buckler is the one who gave the orca the drug? The prosecution's argument hasn't changed. Buckler made the victim fall to his death and then manipulated the orca to pin it on her. Still not satisfied, she further planned to kill the orca with the sleeping drug. I didn't hear any reports of Dr. Crab feeding Orla. Maybe he didn't have a hand in Orla's attempted murder after all. But is there anybody else who could have fed Orla besides Sasha? If it's true the defendant is the one who fed the sleeping drug to the orca, then that places even more suspicion on her than ever.
Objection!
The defense objects to the prosecution's claims. Well, you still haven't admitted defeat. Prosecutor Blackwell, I I don't appreciate the way you only mention the parts that are convenient for you. Get 'em, baby. Get 'em. What do you mean by that, Mr. Wright? The prosecutor failed to mention that Miss Buckler wasn't the only one to feed Orla. As you will all recall, there was another person who gave Orla food.
Oh, you mean that person?
We can say his name. Looks like Athena remembers now, too. That person. Congrats. It's a question mark. They're like, the game's like, you better remember. You better remember who it was. We'll show you the video. But that's it. You better remember his name. Congrats, Sasha. Time to celebrate. Go on, eat up. Thank you for the hydrate.
Oh, Mr. Wright, no.
I don't want to believe it either. But we can't ignore the truth. The other person who fed Orla during the trial was...
Take that!
Please recall when Orla was found not guilty yesterday. Marlon Rhymes gave the orca a large quantity of food. If the sleeping drug was mixed in with that food, it could be given to the orca without arousing police suspicion. Now that you mention it, I do remember that flip-flopper feeding the orca.
Objection!
So you remembered, did you? I see the time for a true sword fight has come. I call Marlon Rhymes to the stand. Mr. Lawyer, both Miss Orca Lover and Marlon Rhymes are important members of our crew. I don't want to suspect either of them, but I'm ready to accept whatever truth you find. Here, take this. Take that! That charm.
It's the charm that matches the one Azura Summers had, isn't it?
So you and Miss Summers were romantically involved, weren't you, Dr. Crab? What? No, of course not. Sorry to disappoint you, but this doesn't belong to me. At the time, I thought it was Azura's, so I grabbed it. But it wasn't hers. Now it's up to you, Mr. Lawyer, to figure out whose charm it is. Oh, it's gotta be Marlon. I will. Thank you, Dr. Crab. After all, I'm interested in the outcome of this trial, too. Now then, please summon Marlon Rhymes to the witness stand. Mr. Rhymes. What's going on? What's everybody making that face for? I haven't been watching the trial and nobody's told me anything. Marlon Rhymes, you are under suspicion for the attempted murder of the orca. I see. Well, if it's already out. Mr. Rhymes? Is he really going to admit it? Fine. I'll tell the truth. The truth. Sasha's lying to protect that orca. At 3:30 a.m. on the 20th, there was still water in the orca pool. The incident happened before the orca was moved to the show pool. Orla killed the captain by bashing him 30 feet high and making him slam into the water. So I thought the orca should pay the consequence. Estimated time of death from 12 to 10 a.m. That's so vague. What? from 12 to 10 a.m. That's such a vague. It's like I could put it any time. On July 20th. Cause of death, contusion from head trauma, thought to be from 65-foot fall into pool. Bruised all over. Ceiling to pool bottom is 100 feet. Yeah, there's no way. Blow to head, received after death. So, I thought the orca should pay the consequence. Now we're back to the orca again? I did not see that testimony coming.
Now, wait just 1 minute. Yesterday, Orla was proven innocent. Besides, you said Orla was in the show pool during the cleaning.
I didn't want to sell Sasha out. That's why I didn't tell the truth. But the fact is, all three of us, the captain, Sasha, and me, were cleaning the pool room.
But Dr. Crabbe and Miss Buckler both said you were at the show stage.
Well, the only thing Dr. Crabbe knew about the cleaning was what I told him. I didn't give him a whole lot of details either. Maybe he misunderstood. And Sasha's lying to protect the orca. She can't tell the truth. Sasha put blood on the skull rock herself to make a fake blood stain. I think it's pretty brave of her to let herself get arrested to protect the orca.
Mr. Rhymes, how can you lie like that?
It's the truth. Besides, wouldn't it be better for you if I wasn't lying? If the orca did it, you win your case.
What?
This is all very hard to believe. But if Mr. Rhymes' story is true, Miss Buckler would be innocent and the orca would be the killer. Meaning if we turned our backs on Orla, we could save Sasha? Having a witness lie to save your own client. What a dirty, underhanded tactic, right, Donna?
Objection!
Yesterday, the defense proved Orla was not guilty. We have no intention of going back on our assertions now. Also, double jeopardy. The orca can't be found guilty for this crime. So, technically, Phoenix should just run with this. It's dirty. He won't find the truth. But, like, if this turns out to be true, you see, the orca already got her not guilty verdict. She can't be tried again for this case. She's innocent, Sasha's innocent, we all go home. Lovely day. We have no intention of going back on our assertions now. What are you saying, Mr. Wright? All you gotta do is admit the orca did it and Sasha goes free. Isn't a lawyer supposed to act in his client's best interest? Clearly you do not know Phoenix Wright. But that wouldn't be acting in her interest. Miss Buckler believes Orla is innocent. And we of course believe that Miss Buckler herself is innocent too. Acting in the client's best interest is an important part of our job as lawyers. Using dirty means to win a verdict will destroy our client's faith in us.
That's right. We believe in both Miss Buckler's and Orla's innocence.
Huh? I just don't understand how you can treat a human and an orca equally. Sasha or the orca, you can only save one of them. I don't know about that. I think I can save them both. All I have to do is disprove your testimony. Oh yeah? Then go ahead and try. I'll do just that. If I can't tear down his testimony, I won't be able to save both of them. I have to find a weak spot and start tearing. The truth. Sasha's lying to protect that orca. 3:30 a.m. on the 20th, there was still water in the orca pool. The incident happened before the orca was moved to the show pool. Orla killed the captain by bashing him 30 feet high and making him slam into the water. No. In no universe is that happening. When lies are piled on top of each other, contradictions start to emerge. This time is no different. Are you saying there's some kind of inconsistency in my testimony? That's exactly what I'm saying. You claim that the victim was sent flying about 30 feet into the air, but the autopsy report shows that apparent cause of death to be from a 65-foot fall. What? Additionally, in your testimony a moment ago, you said at 3:30 a.m. on the 20th there was still water in the orca pool. With the pool being 65 feet deep, there's only 30 feet between the water and ceiling. If the pool is full of water as you claimed, It would be impossible for the victim to fall about 65 feet, as the autopsy states. Mr. Rhymes claimed he was in the Orca pool room so he could make these statements. But the truth must be he was at the show stage, just as Dr. Crabbe and Sasha testified. I believe that brings us back around to the Orca didn't do it. I didn't believe the witness's testimony from the outset. I am grateful to you, Wright Donald, for shutting the witness up. As I thought, the only person who could have killed the victim is Sasha Buckler. Now hang on. Also, was that cute little couple's item, the charm, found in the Orca? No. It was found, Rifle ate it. Rifle ate it. Discovered in Rifle's stomach. At about 4 a.m. she ate it. The fact still remains whether the witness was the one who tried to kill the Orca or not. Son of a... Mr. Rhymes was right about one thing. His testimony was advantageous to our case. Pointing out the contradiction in his statement will only drive us into a corner. As Prosecutor Blackwell said, suspicion against Miss Buckler is now deepened. Uh-oh. If I don't do something fast, the judge is gonna find Sasha guilty.
Mr. Wright, isn't there anything we can do? There has to be a way to prove Sasha is innocent.
At a time like this, the thing to do is turn my thinking around. Instead of trying to prove that Sasha couldn't have done it, I have to think about what made it possible for somebody else to have done it. I've been wondering, as long as the crime scene is the Orca pool room, I'm wondering if the crime scene wasn't the pool room. And Sasha is the only one who could have committed the crime. No need for pity or baldness. Just finish him off with a swift verdict. I'm wondering if, he didn't even die in the Orca pool. Maybe he was thrown there after. It appears the defense has no objections. Very well, I will give my verdict.
Hold it!
Your Honor, please hold off on that verdict. Oh, but you were so quiet, Mr. Wright. Do you have something to say now? The defense has a counter-argument. You do? He always does, Your Honor. You shouldn't be surprised. Pitiful. Such desperation. You look pale. Are you sure you're prepared to make this counter-argument? The worst of times are when lawyers have to force their biggest smiles. We'll never forget those words, no matter how many years go by. Even though it's probably just a bluff, I'll give it to them with a smile. What if the scene of the crime was somewhere else? The scene of the crime? Somewhere else? What? You're finding fault with the police investigation now? As I understand it, the prosecution's argument is as follows. The scene of the crime was the Orca pool room. Only the defendant and victim entered that room when there was no water in the pool. Therefore, only the defendant could have committed the crime. Pearl found that handprint, yeah. That is correct. But if the scene of the crime was not the Orca pool room, then somebody other than the defendant could have committed the crime.
Are you sure you know where you're going with this?
I might not be too sure, but I can't back down now. Mr. Wright, I hope that I'm wrong, but this isn't one of your bluffs by any chance? Of course not. The judge knows me far too well. And do you have a theory on where the actual scene of the crime was? I'm wondering if it was the show pool. Yes, of course. Think, Phoenix, think. Think of a place other than the Orca pool room where one could fall to one's death. Then by all means, please share your theory with the court. Where was the real scene of the murder? I wonder. Oh, look, they're the same depth, too. And the show pool could have been drained, because we know that the Orca pool wasn't drained, aside from the cleaning. So, oh, it has to be the show pool. The show stage pool might have been drained of water at some point as well. And if so, it would be just as possible to fall to one's death there as the orca pool. Right, don't know. What you're doing is a disgrace to your profession. I sincerely hope you have some basis for what you're suggesting. Of course I do. I will as soon as I think of something. I bet those hook things, I bet that's how the body was transferred. The hook things that move Orla. The victim's body was found in the orca pool. How do you explain that?
Objection!
How about if, after the victim was killed in the show stage pool, his body was moved to the orca pool? How about if? What kind of presentation of your argument is that? You had better have a reasonable explanation of how the body was moved. There's no turning back now. I have to think of a way the body could have been moved. Is there something at the scene that could have been used to move the body?
Can you find the object that moved the corpse? Bing! You're right!
Take that!
The hoist runs between the orca pool room and the show stage. The stretcher can be hung from the hoist to move things like Orla or the skull rock. The stretcher could also have been used to move the dead body. Yes, if the stretcher can move the orca or the skull rock, it seems likely it could also move a dead body as well. I just said that. Wow, somehow that worked. I just might be able to pull this off. If the show pool was the scene of the crime, somebody else could have done it.
Objection!
You desperately spew conjecture, and now you even make up a crime scene. Eek.
Not again!
They get surprised he does this every single time. You don't have the soul of a warrior. You don't deserve to be on the battlefield. And even your fabrication is half-baked. It's a disgrace. What do you mean, half-baked? The hoist can be operated from the orca pool room only. And the only person who entered the orca pool room was the defendant. So even if the body was moved, the only one who could have moved it was the defendant herself. That's fair. Order? So it comes back to the defendant no matter which pool it was? Meaning I can't clear Sasha either way? Salsa. Sasha said she moved Orla in the skull rock. Oh. And I believe her. So could it be possible that she moved the body herself without being aware of it? Was the body in the rock? That explains why Orla had to ram it to get the body. Oh, I'm wondering if the body was hidden in the rock. So could it be possible that she moved the body herself without being aware of it? Mr. Wright, do you have an objection to Prosecutor Blackwell's claim? Do I have an objection to the claim that the defendant moved the body? You bet I have one. No, she moved it. Yeah, she did it. I have no objections. Miss Buckler must have been the one who moved the body. What? What? Are you for real? You agree with me? Mr. Wright, are you admitting the defendant committed the murder? No, I didn't say that. I did not say that. No, I'm simply conceding that she was the only one who could have moved the body. However, I contend Miss Buckler was not aware that is what she was doing. The culprit made her move it unbeknownst to her. The defendant moved a dead body without recognizing that it was a dead body? How could that be possible? The body was found in the orca pool. It must have been moved there somehow. I might have some kind of hint in the thing she moved with a stretcher. The culprit made Miss Buckler move the body along with this piece of evidence. It's gotta be the skull rock, yeah.
Take that!
Nobody saw the body in the pool either, yeah. The Skull Rock? Miss Buckler told me yesterday that she moved the Skull Rock when she was cleaning. And yeah, I bet like it was like hidden in there, and the only way Orla knew that it was in there is because she heard the sound waves coming from it, which was triggered from her trick. It's all coming together. Miss Buckler told me yesterday that she moved the Skull Rock when she was cleaning. The only two things Miss Buckler moved to the Orca pool are Orla and the Skull Rock. I would like to suggest that the victim's body may have been inside the Skull Rock. What? Hidden inside the rock, the body could have been moved to the Orca pool with the hoist. At the show stage, Marlon Rhymes loaded up the Skull Rock with the body inside. And then he used the walkie-talkie to let Miss Buckler know the rock was loaded. Thank you for the posture check. Miss Buckler operated the hoist from the Orca pool room and moved the stretcher. She moved the rock without knowing the body was inside. Do you really think there's enough space inside the Skull Rock to place a body? The swashbuckler flyer indicates it could be possible. Please focus on the question at the bottom left. Who will obtain the gold coins hidden in the Skull Rock? Oh, it says, who will obtain the gold coins hidden in the Skull Rock? Thank you, Your Honor. In that case, I suppose the rock is most likely hollow. What's more, if the body was inside that Skull Rock, it explains the remaining unanswered questions. Such as? Please take a look at the security footage of the scene Mr. Plume witnessed. Where did the body that Mr. Plume saw come from? Please recall, what was Orla doing to the Skull Rock at this time? She was headbutting it. Oh! That's right. Orla's ramming released the body from the Skull Rock. The body had been placed inside the Skull Rock and moved there from the show stage. I assert that the real murder scene was in fact the show stage pool.
Silence.
What rubbish is this now? You don't have a single scrap of evidence.
Objection!
It's easy enough to verify what I say. Take a look inside the Skull Rock for yourself. You should find some kind of proof that the body was there. Blood, fibers, hair. Gah. Right, don't know. Did they not check? Did they not check inside? Man.
Mr. Wright, that was incredible. You turned things completely around. And I think it all started with a half-baked bluff, too.
Phew, that was a close one. You really have to add that last bit. If the murder took place at the show stage, then who is the perpetrator? It is, naturally, the person who was at the show stage. Mr. Marlon Rhymes. Mr. Rhymes? Weren't you the one who loaded the Skull Rock onto the stretcher at the show stage? Wow, Mr. Wright. That was some pretty smart brain work you did there. To be honest, I never thought you could figure it out. I tried to protect myself, but I guess it came back to bite me. Are you confessing you gave false testimony before Mr. Rhymes? That's perjury! Yeah. What Mr. Wright says is true. The body was inside the Skull Rock. And it's true the captain was killed in the show pool, too. What? He's admitting it that easily? This time, I'm gonna tell you the whole truth about what happened that day. In the show pool, the orca shot the captain up into the air. Then the captain came down and slammed into the water. Oh my god, he's still doing this. I can still remember the spectator's screams clearly. All Sasha did was move the body. She was trying to protect the orca. He is still going on about this. Oh my god. When Mr. Plume witnessed the orca finding the body, I freaked. Oh, so now we're back to the orca again, I see. He is really determined to get this blame pin on the orca. If you were going to give testimony like that, why did I bother putting you on the stand? All I'm doing is telling the truth. That day, Sasha wanted to do the old version of the Swashbuckler Spectacular. So I suggested she hide the body in the Skull Rock and move it to the Orca pool. I was gonna figure out what to do with the body after the show was over. The Orca is the one that killed the captain. It wasn't me and it wasn't Sasha. So it was Mr. Rhymes' idea to hide the body in the Skull Rock? But if Mr. Rhymes is the culprit, why would he protect Sasha? Because he loves her. False charges against Sasha would mean he himself would escape suspicion, so why?
Mr. Wright, how about if you leave this to me?
Athena, do you mean you heard something?
Yep, noise. Discord in Mr. Rhymes' heart.
So that means somewhere in his testimony there's an inconsistency in his emotions. Alright, Athena, give him a good counseling session.
You got it, boss.
Let's go, Moon Matrix.
Huh? What's this?
What are you getting, Athena?
This testimony is pretty complex. Feelings of deep sadness and intense anger are being called up. Those two emotions appear to be running out of control.
Out of control emotions? Is that gonna be a problem?
We'll have to probe their cause if we want to get to his true emotions in testimony. There might even be an odd or unnatural spots in his testimony he isn't even aware of.
Alright, let's probe for the cause of his out-of-control emotions then.
I'll explain how to probe. Let's find the root cause together. When you see something off in a statement, press probe. Next, point to what's causing Mr. Rhymes' out-of-control emotions. Finally, press probe to complete the process. When emotions are out of control, memories can be recalled incorrectly. If you still haven't found anything after all the statements and images, I'll help.
Great. Alright, I'll get started comparing the statements with the images. In the show pool, the Orca shot the captain up into the air. Then the captain came down and slammed into the water. I can still remember the spectators' screams clearly. That's weird. All Sasha did was move the body. She was trying to protect the Orca. When Mr. Plume witnessed the Orca finding the body, I freaked. Okay, there's an... He died between, he died at night, right? He died when the thing was closed, so there wouldn't be an audience.
Got it.
So the spectators saw a dead body? How did you lie this badly? I doubt there were any spectators there at the show stage when the owner died. If there had been, those witnesses would have told us the true crime scene right away. What? Oh, right, of course. I just made a mistake.
Okay, that made the sadness subside. So maybe the spectator's part was what was making him sad?
I wonder why he would make that mistake saying spectators were there. How strange.
The only thing I can think of is that he was mixing up one memory with another.
Oh. Oh, I see. I see. He's mixing up that memory with the memory of Azura dying. Because I bet that's what happened with Azura.
Like he was in a similar situation before, and it was deeply imprinted on his heart.
A situation where an Orca killed somebody and there were spectators there? Hey, I think I know why he's mixing up his memories. The reason why Mr. Rhymes mixed up his memories is he's thinking of the other one. He's thinking of Azura. Mr. Rhymes, I think I know what happened. Could you have been mixing up what happened a year ago with this incident? Maybe that's why you slipped and said the owner was killed in front of spectators? What? How did you... You're right. I did see the Orca kill somebody a year ago. But what about it? I was just one of the spectators.
Oh, really? Just another spectator? There must be a reason why you feel great sadness about that incident last year.
Silence.
Stop this nonsensical scrutiny of feelings. Just present evidence to prove your point.
Eep.
Boss, do we have any kind of evidence that would back us up here? There is one piece that comes to mind that might explain his sadness. Well, I'm waiting. Let's see this evidence that has to do with Marlon Rimes' sadness.
Take that!
Azura Summers died in an accidental death 1 year ago. This is her boyfriend's charm. Hey! What are you doing with that charm? Ah, so you recognize it. It was found in Orla's stomach, in Rifle's stomach yesterday. Judging by your reaction, I believe this charm belongs to you.
I guess I need
To push him a little harder to make him admit it.
When Mr. Rhymes said the word charm, he was very rattled. We better examine this charm a little more.
Good idea. Let's look inside it. Huh? What's this? A photograph? Oh. Oh no. Hey, this is Azura Summers and Marlon Rimes. Oh.
Mr. Rhymes, you and Azura Summers were a couple, weren't you?
Yeah, so what if we were a couple? It doesn't have anything to do with the captain's case. You believe you saw the orca kill your girlfriend. That's the cause of your sadness. Isn't that emotion of yours connected to the current case?
Silence.
The only thing you revealed was the witness's connection to the victim of last year's incident. What does the witness's past have to do with the case at hand? You'd be surprised, Blackwell, how often the past comes up. I don't know yet.
But we managed to pinpoint the source of his sadness. Now let's delve into who Mr. Rhymes is angry at.
The captain or Orla. Probably Orla, I'm guessing. I'm guessing it's Orla. In the show pool, the orca shot the captain up into the air. Then the captain came down and slammed into the water. I can still remember the captain's dead body clearly. All Sasha did was move the body. She was trying to protect the orca. When Mr. Plume witnessed the orca finding the body, I freaked. Yeah, it's gotta be Orla. Orla's making him angry because he's blaming her. Orla, show stage, Shipley.
Got it!
Mr. Rhymes, you're angry with Orla, aren't you? Angry? At an orca? Why would I be? If you think I have some reason to be mad, then show me some proof. Do I have proof that Mr. Rhymes has a reason to be mad? Yes, of course. What? I bet that evidence we just took a look at would come in handy here. This charm indicates that you were Azura Summers' boyfriend. I'm sure you believe Orla killed your girlfriend a year ago. You lost your girlfriend, so you've been angry at Orla. Alright, I'll admit it. I'll never forgive that orca. Azura's dead, and that orca's still swimming around, happy as a clam. I became an animal keeper just so I could prove that orca is a killer. You're right. I want that orca to pay. There. Do you feel good dragging up a person's past? But it still doesn't change anything. He's right.
I disagree. It does change things. His out-of-control emotions quieted down. Now we should be able to find out the truth behind that emotion.
In the show pool, the orca shot the captain up into the air. Then the captain came down and slammed into the water. I can still remember the captain's dead body clearly. All Sasha did was move the body. She was trying to protect the orca. When Mr. Plume witnessed the orca finding the body, I freaked. It doesn't look like you freaked.
Got it!
When Mr. Plume witnessed the orca finding the body, you freaked? Really? What are you getting at? With Mr. Plume as a witness, Orla was guaranteed to be accused of the murder. Didn't it work out exactly as you'd hoped? In order to have Orla put down, you made sure Mr. Plume witnessed that scene. So you figured all that out, did you? Mr. Rhymes, are you admitting it? I didn't really want to have to fight anybody, but the Orca. But you leave me no choice. Oh. Not gonna lie, that bye-bye is hilarious. It's adorable. Whoa! What the hell? Why did he just pull a Popeye? What is happening? Now it's time to get serious. Ahoy, what, yo, yo, ho, ho. Ahoy, me, meat, brothers represent. Avast ye, grassy. Take me words and pop them in your mouth, scurvy. Okay, yo, 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 ho. Bro, I'm ready for this showdown. Where's Emrys? He needs to see this. What is happening? What is going on? Where did this pirate fellow come from? He looks like a completely different person. Order? If we don't have order, Prosecutor Blackwell will yell at us. Even Prosecutor Blackwell is at a loss for words. So I plan to have that wench be a witness? You caught me out. It be true I thought that Orca's murderous ways should be found out. That's be why I schemed to have the Plume see the body. So you admit it. You deliberately framed Orla. It be true. But what skin be that of anybody's nose? That Orca be a murderin' scurvy dog. I may have a grudge against that Orca, but I always felt grateful towards the captain. That Orca murdered Azure and the captain, so of course she should walk the plank. Yeah, I don't have a response to that.
I agree it wouldn't make any sense for him to kill the owner. Why would he? But his hatred for Orla, on the other hand, comes through loud and clear.
Wait a minute.
If killing Mr. Shipley doesn't make sense, who would it make sense for Rhymes to kill? Maybe my theory has been all wrong?
Oh. What if he was trying to kill Orla, but the captain stopped him?
Your Honor, I think I just became aware of a new fact.
Oh, and what is that?
Now that we know about Mr. Rhymes' intense hatred of Orla, it turns the premise we've been arguing on its ear. I will now reveal the identity of the individual Mr. Rhymes meant to kill from the start.
Take that!
What? So the witness's intent was to kill the Orca?
Exactly. The witness's intended victim was not Jack Shipley. From the start, it was all a scheme to kill Orla.
The Orca was his true target, but Jack Shipley is the one who died. The Orca is alive and quite well. Oh, the captain tried to save Orla, and Orla attempted to save the captain. That's so sad.
He's right. He wanted to kill the Orca, and yet it was Jack Shipley who fell to his death. How did that happen?
Wait a minute.
What if Mr. Rhymes wanting to kill Orla was somehow connected to Mr. Shipley's death?
At a loss for words, are you? What happened to your bravado of a moment ago? Enough of these reckless words without any basis in fact.
Objection!
They aren't reckless words. The basis for my claim is at the real murder scene, the show pool.
What are you talking about? It's my contention that 2 incidents happened at the show pool. The attempted murder of the orca and the victim falling to his death. First of all, in order to kill the orca, Mr. Rhymes removed something from the scene, and by doing so, he made it possible for Mr. Shipley to fall to his death. He did what now? Mr. Wright, what did Mr. Rhymes remove in an attempt to kill Orla? The water, I guess?
Take that!
Don't tell me you're trying to claim he tried to kill the orca by draining the pool water. That's exactly what I'm claiming. To help the defendant with the cleaning, Marlon Rhymes took charge of Orla, with the plan to kill Orla in the show pool. And because the pool water was drained, it made it possible for Jack Shipley to fall to his death in the show pool. I tried to kill the orca, you say? Can you even prove there was a nary a drop of water in the pool? That day I was simply looking after the orca. Why would I have the monstrous thought of killing it?
Objection!
You claim you were looking after Orla in the early morning hours of July 20th, but I don't think you were doing a very good job of it. After all, Orla wasn't given anything to eat during that time. How would you know such a thing? I know because of Orla's record here in the torpedo data system. This system continuously records data on the subject and monitors. From Orla's record, we could tell exactly when she ate or didn't eat. Sink me. Nobody ever told me about that dastardly contraption. Only a few of the Shipshape Aquarium staff know about this system. According to Orla's record, she never ate in the early morning hours of the 20th. You planned to kill Orla, and that's why you didn't feed her.
Silence!
You're wasting time. What proof do you have of that? Perhaps the orca simply wasn't hungry. He's right. I don't have any proof.
If Orla simply didn't eat, then that would have created an inconsistency. Where did her fish go?
Her fish? That's a good question. Where did it disappear to? Fish. What does it matter? What relevance does it have to the case? Cease this stalling with inconsequential questions. Stop delving into the depths of the orca's stomach and delve into the case instead.
Objection!
But wait, it may seem like a small inconsistency, but it's an issue of great importance, I think. What are you driving at, Mr. Wright? How could the fish disappear? Somebody must have eaten it. So who came to the show stage and ate Orla's fish? Rifle? I think I might have a pretty good idea. I believe there must have been a visitor to the show stage that Mr. Rhymes didn't notice. Visitor? Are you trying to introduce yet another suspect at this 11th hour? If you utter more of your careless remarks, Taka won't look favorably upon it. I don't plan to utter any careless remarks. Whether my remarks will actually be related to the case or not, I don't know yet.
Don't worry, boss. If Taka comes this way, I'll fend him off. But do try to keep your remarks careful.
Somehow Orla's fish disappeared. Somebody must have visited the show stage, but who? This was the visitor to the show stage. Sasha Buckler, Herman Kraft, Rifle. It was Rifle. I believe Rifle the Penguin visited the show stage. First an orca, now a penguin? Why would you be saying such a thing, Mr. Lawyer? I didn't see Rifle during the wee early morning hours. Do ye have any proof Rifle visited the show stage? If ye be a lawyer of any sort, show me your evidence.
Oh! That the pink paint on her feet. She stepped on the paint on this, which in this was by the show pool. Okay. The bottom of Rifle's feet were pink for some reason. I figured it out beforehand. That fact is a clue that Rifle was indeed at the show stage. I have to present that piece of evidence that connects Rifle to the show stage. Now to prove I'm a lawyer worth my salt, this is the proof that Rifle visited the show stage. I figured it out beforehand. I'm smarter than Phoenix Wright.
Take that!
Oh my! What a cute little sign. Look at all those adorable stars. These stars are actually starfish. Miss Buckler painted this sign. In the early morning hours of the 20th, she left this sign at the show stage to dry. Mr. Rhymes kept an eye on the sign for Miss Buckler while the paint was drying. Aye, that be true, but what be your point? On this sign is proof that Rifle visited the show stage. A proof of the penguin's visit? I'm afraid I don't see it. Where is this proof that the penguin visited the show stage? Please point it out.
Take that!
A couple of pink starfish are shaped a little differently from the others. Ah, you're right. They look almost like little leaves. Rifle had pink paint on the bottom of her feet. These little leaf-like shapes on the sign are actually Rifle's footprints. Rifle made these footprints by walking on the sign before it was dry. Ho-ho, what cute little pink penguin prints. So, there are footprints. What of them? Marlon Rhymes was watching over this sign at the show stage while the paint dried. And during that time, the penguin paid a visit. According to the torpedo data system, we know that Rifle ate something that morning of the 20th. Most likely, Rifle ate the fish meant for Orla that was at the show stage. Orla's snack was a small quantity of fish. Even a penguin could have eaten it all. Begad, Rifle ate Orla's fish. Who be ye to say Rifle ate Orla's fish? She could have picked up food from anywhere. But that doesn't change the fact that I really was at the show stage. After all, I had to help move the Skull Rock. It couldn't have been moved without me. The witness claims he never saw the penguin. How do you explain this contradiction? Both Mr. Rhymes and Rifle were at the show stage, but Mr. Rhymes didn't see her. So where could Mr. Rhymes have been at the time? The bottom of the pool? Right, don't know. If you aren't up to the task, I could disprove this witness's testimony for you. If I leave it to Prosecutor Blackwell, Sasha will be declared guilty. Can't let him interrupt this line of reasoning.
Mr. Wright, let's try to figure out how things looked when Rifle came to the show stage.
Mr. Rhymes was at the show stage, keeping an eye on Orla and the sign.
And we know it must be true because he helped move the Skull Rock. And then Rifle came in and walked over the sign. But wouldn't Mr. Rhymes notice Rifle if he was right there?
Well, let's think about where Mr. Rhymes could have been. Is there a place in the show stage area from which a Rifle couldn't have been seen? He could have been at the bottom of the pool.
Take that!
What? Inside the pool? But you're right, if he was inside the pool, he wouldn't have noticed Rifle.
So are you saying Mr. Rhymes was underwater the whole time Rifle was eating? No, not underwater. When I think about what he was trying to do, the answer is clear. Now I'm finally starting to get the whole picture. Just like yesterday. Must you two always be whispering to each other? Why don't you admit that resorting to a penguin will get you nowhere?
Objection!
Oh, I don't know about that. The fact that Mr. Rhymes didn't notice Rifle is such a small inconsistency. But it's a key point that proves what Mr. Rhymes was trying to do. The penguin is the key point. The show stage pool is very deep. If Rifle came to visit when Mr. Rhymes was at the bottom of this pool, he would have never noticed Rifle. Arr. Orcas can be out of the water for a short time without sustaining damage. But if they're out of the water for a long time, they weaken and eventually die. In order to kill Orla, Mr. Rhymes had to drain the pool. And while the pool was drained of water, Mr. Shipley fell to his death. The show stage pool is about 65 feet deep, just like the orca pool. Without water in the pool, a person could be made to fall 65 feet. Mr. Rhymes probably wondered what to do. If he continued with his plan to kill Orla, how would he dispose of Mr. Shipley's body? So he devised a plan to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. What? How? Mr. Rhymes went down to the bottom of the pool and put the victim's body in the rock. He then had Miss Buckler move the rock and the body together.
Silence.
And the witness made the defendant do this somehow without arousing her suspicion. That's right. Mr. Shipley told Miss Buckler that she couldn't perform in the new show. Miss Buckler became upset and wanted to switch back to the old version of the show. So Mr. Rhymes conveniently suggested that she take and hide a prop for the new show. Mr. Rhymes then manipulated Orla using her singing and lifesaver tricks. He schemed to have Orla find the body while Mr. Plume would be standing witness. He saddled Orla with the false charge of murder so that Orla would be put down. What? Arr. Arr. Whoa, ew, that was gross. So the fact that the witness didn't see the penguin shows that when Rifle visited the show stage, Rhymes was putting the body in the rock. At the bottom of the pool, that is. Who would have thought the presence of a penguin could prove the witness's actions? It's working. Just a little further now and Saul shall be proven not guilty.
Silence.
If you think you've won this battle, you are sorely mistaken. Your theory is based on the notion that the witness could manipulate the orca. Witness, can you control the orca's actions? Of course not. What kind of bilge be that? I be but a simple animal keeper. If my memory serves, wasn't Miss Buckler the only one who could issue commands to the orca? Not true. It's not true. The judge's blade is sharper than the lawyer's. If you wish to do battle with a witness, you'll need a honed blade. Where is your sword of evidence that Marlon Rhymes could manipulate the orca? Rhymes had to have manipulated Orla in order for his plan to work. But how can I prove it? Well, it appears this line of reasoning has become unsustainable.
Objection!
Well, it appears that I was mistaken. Athena?
I've analyzed the hearts of all kinds of people. I have enough experience to see when I look into your heart that you haven't given up. So that objection is my way of speaking up for your heart.
She's right. Why would I become a lawyer again only to give up? I have to keep fighting. Athena, thank you. With your help, I've remembered the old right way.
The right way?
Your Honor, I'm not finished with presenting my argument. Do you have anything else to ask this witness? You've cross-examined all the witnesses and presented all your evidence.
Objection!
All the witness? No! 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 Don't do it! No! Oh no. I know where this is going. All the witnesses? I don't think so. I haven't oh no. Oh no. No, he's not. He's not. There's no way. I haven't cross-examined the most important one, the central figure in both cases. The central figure. The one involved in not only the case a year ago, but this current case too. I've never called her as a witness, but it's time to do so now. Who are you talking about? I demand you tell this court immediately. Oh no. Who is the central figure in both cases? Oh no. No. Phoenix Wright, don't tell me.
Take that!
The defense calls... No! No! No, Phoenix, no, I thought we were better than this. The defense calls the central figure in both cases. Orla the Orca. You intend to cross-examine an orca? This is more absurd than the penguin. Arr! Cross-examine an orca. They kept mentioning it. They mentioned it like 30 times in this case about how Phoenix Wright used to cross-examine animals. Obviously, we were gonna have to cross-examine the orca. Cross-examine an orca? He must be an adult. It be impossible, says I.
Yeah, she can't speak.
Silence.
At least the parrot could say words. This absurdity is beyond the pale. How do you expect to question an orca, a creature incapable of speech?
Objection!
Orla is strictly involved in this case. I have every right to cross-examine her. Besides, even if she can't speak, I think cross-examining her will be invaluable. Very well. Do what you will, then. But if you fail to garner anything from this little exercise with the orca, I hope you realize the reward for your efforts will be the defendant's guilty verdict. I'm ready and confident.
So, cross-examining Orla, huh? That was a bold move, boss. Now all we gotta do is figure out how Mr. Rhymes manipulated Orla.
That's right. Now it's Orla's turn to help us save Sasha. An orca defendant yesterday, an orca witness today. This is truly unprecedented. But even though this is highly unusual, I'm prepared to allow it. Bailiff, ready the witness telecast. We'll have a 10-minute recess while the telecast is being set up. My god. We're doing this. Phoenix Wright, what a man. What a guy. He's cross-examined parrots, ghosts. Why not an orca? Why not? Why not throw an orca on? We're almost there. I can tell. We're almost at the end. We're gonna finish Dual Destinies today. And then I'm going to sleep for a million years.
Leave it to you to think of something like calling Orla, Mr. Wright.
Well, she's the only one who knows all the answers after all. I just talked to Pearls and she said Orla seems to be feeling fine. Now I have to try and figure out how Mr. Rhymes manipulated Orla.
If we put Mr. Rhymes and Orla together, maybe we can get some kind of clue.
And I can't figure out about that strange set of prints of Rhymes's either.
I really appreciate you trying to save both Orla and me.
I had no idea Marlin hated Orla like that. I feel like I've been shocked by a torpedo ray. Of course he would hate the killer whale that murdered his girlfriend right in front of him.
Oh, Mr. Plume, you've been watching the trial?
Oh yes, I came to make a declaration of war. A declaration of war? Being able to get something off your chest is the best feeling ever. True. Is it over? No, it's not over. Not over. Matt, guess who we're cross-examining now? Guess who we're cross-examining next? No matter the results of today's trial, I'll report the truth in my new book. Even if that truth goes against what I wrote in The Killer Whale. I don't know what the truth is. Not even about what happened a year ago. Dr. Crab. Azura died right in front of my eyes. In the middle of a pirate show. Matt, you're not prepared. Who's gonna be on the witness stand? She suddenly fell from the orca's back and began to thrash around in pain. The orca was singing a song and then started headbutting Azura over and over. Finally, the orca took Azura in her mouth and brought her to the side of the pool. Just before she died, Azura was holding her chest in obvious pain. Oh, she had a problem with her heart. The bird, please. She was holding her chest? Wait a minute. Could it be? I don't think Orla was to blame for the incident a year ago either. What? I think the cause of Miss Summers' death might have been her heart condition. Heart condition? What, did Marlin's picture get updated? No, it didn't. Heart condition? What heart condition? I never heard anything about it. Miss Summers had a prescription with Hickfield Clinic for a heart condition. The orca didn't kill her. I think it's possible her heart condition did. What? Hazura had a heart condition too? I guess she hid it from everybody. Just like I did. So that means the orca was innocent a year ago too? Is it Matt on guard? It is. They brought him out of prison. It's just a theory, but I think the orca headbutted Azura to check on her, and then did the lifesaver trick to rescue her. Wait, is it someone I know, or did he just go crazy? No, it's someone you know. So there was no need to put the orca down after all? So you really did intend to put Orla down? No. Jack and I were against such a thing from the start. Maya? But you said you were going to euthanize the orca. Yeah, I've been wondering about that. Dr. Crab, about this capsule. It's not a poison, but a sleeping drug, right? I'm thinking so much. That's right. Even if Orla attacks someone, or even if the Center for Dangerous Animal Control demands she be put down, I never had any intention of killing her. I would use sleeping pills to make it look like she was dead, and then set her free. Oh, Dr. Crab, he's the best. That's why I purchased so many sleeping capsules.
Oh, that's why?
Wait, does Marlin have a different name? No, he's got the same name. He looks very different, though. He went full Popeye mode on the witness stand. It was pretty crazy. I never considered the possibility that that poor woman's death was illness. She seems pretty disturbed to be wrong. I simply want to know the truth. Louie. That is why I will tell you who my client is. The day I witnessed the owner's death, I was there at the request of the animal keeper. Okay, yeah. Marlin Rhymes? That is correct. That day, my client called me to ask me to investigate the orca pool.
He must have wanted you to witness what Orla was going to do.
Why did you decide to tell us this? Don't say, though. Oh, wait. Yes, of course. And my desire to protect my client was standing in the way of the truth. I couldn't allow that. I will be watching to see how this all unfolds. Good luck to you, blue and yellow duo. Thank you. Well, that was quite a bombshell she just dropped. And so casually, too. That woman really is a free spirit. Do you remember what you said yesterday, Mr. Lawyer? That you'd expose any secret if it would help save Sasha. I remember. It's my duty as a lawyer. Well, I just want you to know that I don't blame you for exposing the aquarium's secret. It may put me in hot water, but if it helps save the orca, let me clue you in on another secret. Focus on the orca song. Yeah, she sang the song that was from a year ago, not the new one. The orca song, huh? What could he be hinting at?
Oh, Mr. Wright! Looks like it's time.
Alright, let's go back in.
You've got it, boss. We're gonna go in there and save Sasha and Orla together.
Zelda lullaby. Our witness, the cross-examine is here. Sorry, I'm having a Zelda time as of recently, as you should. The court will now reconvene. The previous trainer knew the tricks, yeah. And she used to send videos of the tricks on the TV phone to her boyfriend. Is the witness Aura Shipley, commonly known as Orla, ready? Well, the orca is present, but I highly doubt she understands what's going on. Yeah, Matt, we're cross-examining the orca. Oh, just as adorable as yesterday. I distinctly remember you being afraid of her on several occasions. Now then, Mr. Wright, how do you propose to cross-examine the witness? I intend to have the young lady there with Orla help me. Pearl.
Hello, everyone.
That young lady? Didn't I meet her once before a long time ago? You probably met her a couple times, and you probably remember her suddenly growing up into an adult woman sometimes. She does that. I'm dreaming. I'm gonna go sleep. Night night. Yes, that's Pearl Faye, my old friend. Well, didn't she... Okay, Judge. Didn't she grow up to be a lovely young lady? Okay, Judge. Yeah, calm down. Night. Night, Matt. Good night. I have no interest in this chit-chat. On with the cross-examination. Mr. Wright? This is all your fault. Why are you dawdling? How is this my fault? The court will now hear the testimony of Aura Shipley. Lovely young lady. Isn't creepy. Okay, I didn't say it was creepy. I just thought it was weird. It's basic old people compliments. True. Awesome! Look at our testimony. This is great. Awesome. Wow. This is great. Came back to defend my goat. You're right. My bad. My bad. That was a great testimony. Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. Do you seriously intend to cross-examine this orca? Well, she is a key witness for the defense after all, sir. Every time you come to my courtroom, you open my eyes to a new way of thinking. It appears this will be another one of those times. Yes, he's given me the go-ahead. I'd now like to put the witness and Mr. Rhymes together to see how he manipulated the orca. Hopefully Orla will have some kind of reaction. Fine by me, but naught will happen, I tell ye.
Mr. Rhymes is right. Nothing happened.
I guess I shouldn't have expected it to be easy. How did he manipulate her? Right, don't know. I hope you realize that if you can't prove with this cross-examination how Rhymes controlled the orca, your defendant will be declared guilty immediately. Yes, I realize that. This is my last chance. I still have to figure out how Rhymes commanded Orla to do her tricks. Please begin your cross-examination, Mr. Wright. Awesome. Oh my god, we're doing this. Okay. Objection! Miss Shipley! Phoenix Wright. I'm afraid Fweet is not going to get us anywhere. What is wrong with him? This is your plan of action. If you are incapable of interpreting orca speech, this entire exercise is folly.
You leave the interpretation of Orla's heart to me. Alright, girl, what do you gotta say? Let me hear it. Oh, Orla, you're so cute.
Right, don't know. Surely you don't intend to continue this farce. I do. Miss Shipley, please continue with your testimony.
Hold it!
Could you interpret that for the court, Miss Sykes?
I'm getting a strong reading of happiness. Maybe she thinks she's doing a show?
I demand serious witness testimony. This is no time for fun and games. If you continue this mockery, I will subject you to 40 lashes with a wet fish. Hot, okay?
Not a wet noodle? That just sounds fishy.
Hey, speaking from experience... Phoenix, you can't say that without context! You can't say that without context! Phoenix, right? You can't say that! You can't say that! With She doesn't know who Franziska von Karma is. She doesn't know about that. To her, this just sounds like you're into some weird stuff. Speaking from experience, anything is better than 40 lashes from a whip. Yes, please cut away. I don't want to hear Athena's reaction. The defense will please caution its witness to conduct herself with propriety. Oh my god, I can't believe he said that.
Hold it!
Instead of impersonating a one orca band, could you show us the lifesaver trick?
I guess Orla won't do what you want unless you give her the proper signal.
Sorry.
Ooh, doesn't Orla sing beautifully?
Taka's singing voice is much more melodic and clear. Meh. Neither one should quit their day job. Jeez, Phoenix. Please continue your testimony, Miss Shipley.
Hold it!
Miss Shipley seems to want to communicate something.
Perhaps she's hungry?
Miss Faye, could you give Miss Shipley a snack?
Certainly. One moment.
What a heartwarming scene. It reminds me of my granddaughter with her pet. Wow, your granddaughter must have a pretty large pet. Stop all this pet prattle and get on with the cross-examination. But she's an adorable creature. I never get tired of looking at her.
Silence!
I, on the other hand, have much more than my fill of this tomfoolery. Enough is enough! Sounds like Prosecutor Blackwell is about to blow his top. What should I do? Should I continue the cross-examination? but I'm not finishing my cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. But I'm not really sure how to continue to tell the truth. I meant to stop.
Mr. Rhymes had to have commanded Orla somehow.
Do we have anything in evidence he could have used? With Orla, it's not like I can present evidence that contradicts a particular statement. Guess it doesn't matter which statement. What could be used to command Orla? Witness, please continue with your testimony. Yeah, I meant to stop. If I could actually communicate with Orla, this would be solved in an instant.
Even if we can't understand what she's saying, we can at least understand her heart. Just figure out how Mr. Rhymes can... Yeah.
Holding! Objection!
We're just gonna get through it.
Holding! Holding! Holding!
Imagine they only gave you one chance at this. We're saving.
Silence!
I'm done playing games. I'll now explain how Orla was manipulated by Mr. Rhymes. In order to respond to a command, Orla needs to hear the sound of a whistle. Mr. Rhymes isn't a trainer. I doubt he'd know how to give the signals himself. So that means he must have had help. So how did Mr. Rhymes issue commands to Orla? Through the TV phone.
Take that!
Through the videos. Sasha told me an interesting story about Miss Summers. Azra used to send her boyfriend videos of herself teaching the orca tricks. I used to help Azra take the videos on her TV phone. Most likely, Mr. Rhymes still has these videos of Miss Summers. Miss Faye, could I ask for your help?
Of course, Mr. Nick. What is it?
You're using Mr. Rhymes' TV phone, correct? I'd like you to examine it for me. Please look for videos of Azura Summers issuing whistle commands to Orla.
Videos? I'm not too sure how to do that, but I'll give it a try. My apologies to Marlin.
Right, don't know. What are you up to? You'll see in a moment, if Pearls can find those videos for me.
Mr. Nick, I found them. I found some videos like you described.
You did? Thank you, Miss Faye. Just as I suspected. How did Marlin Rhymes get Orla to do those tricks? I will now show you. With Mr. Rhymes' cell phone. His cell phone? Are you implying he used an app? Miss Faye, see if you can issue Orla a command.
Me? Can I do such a thing?
You might be able to if you play a video with a whistle signal in it. If there's a video of the lifesaver trick, please play that. Before you do, though, please put the practice dummy in the pool.
The practice dummy? Alright. In it goes. There, it sank to the bottom. Now I'll play a video.
There she goes.
Orla's diving down, heading straight for the dummy.
What is
smart girl you are, Orla. The lifesaver trick was a complete success, Mr. Nick.
Thank you, Miss Faye. You were a big help. Now I have proof. Unbelievable. You actually pulled it off. That was the lifesaver trick we saw yesterday. Is Miss Faye an orca trainer now?
No, Your Honor.
I'll explain after we try one more trick.
Now, let's see if we can command Orla to do the singing trick.
Miss Faye, there's a video of the singing trick. Please play that.
Certainly. Let's see. Is it this video? Oh my, isn't she wonderful? That was the Swashbuckler Spectacular song.
Ho ho! What a lovely singing voice. It wasn't bad. By the way, how did Miss Faye give the orca those commands?
Marlon Rhymes has something on his phone that his girlfriend Azura Summers sent him. They're videos of Miss Summers issuing commands to Orla with a whistle. If they have Orla listen to the sounds of the signals, anyone at all could command Orla.
Oh my, anyone at all?
Yes, I believe so, Your Honor. All they would have to do is play those videos.
Mr. Wright, please submit those videos as evidence.
I'm getting the sneaking suspicion the judge just wants to try it out for himself. Miss Faye, could you send those videos to the TV phone here? Alright, certainly. Got him. Alright, I'll try playing one.
Oh. Oh. So this was a training session a year ago, huh?
But wait a minute. There's something about that song that bothers me. It's the old song.
If the orca can be commanded using videos on a cell phone, she'd hate Marlon for what he's done. Oh, 100%. Then that means that Marlon Rhymes could have manipulated the creature. Arr.
Mr. Rhymes, you can't talk your way out of it now.
Silence.
I have to commend you. That was very good proof. I concede Marlon Rhymes could have manipulated the orca. But isn't it true that the defendant could have done it as well? No. All she would have to do is use the whistle she knows how to use so well. And she wouldn't have had to use those videos. Surely you admit it's a possibility? No. She could have easily had Norma de Plume witness the singing and the lifesaver trick. No, because she can't do two tricks at once. So he's trying to argue it was equally possible for Sasha as it was for Rhymes, is he? But is that true? Let me think about it for a minute. That's right. Those weren't just simple cries, it was singing. As I approached the pool, the killer whale suddenly started singing. It kept headbutting while it sang the Swashbuckler Spectacular song. The culprit made sure Miss de Plume heard the song and saw the lifesaver trick. Could Sasha have shown these two tricks to the witness? No. No, I don't think Miss Buckler could have created the same conditions as the culprit. You challenge me to a battle. I hope your sword is sharpened. You know it, baby. Let me see those sword skills of yours. Here? Now? Okay. Don't you worry. My sword is drawn and ready. Okay, calm down, calm down. My sword is Evidence that the two tricks couldn't have been shown at the same time.
Take that!
Mr. Plume said in her testimony that she witnessed these two tricks at the same time. However, that fact is inconsistent with how Orla performs tricks. How Orla performs tricks? What are you talking about? Orla can't perform two tricks at once. She performs only one trick per whistle signal. That's how she's been trained. In other words, it would be just like with a dog. If you tell him to both sit and shake, he won't do them at the same time. Am I understanding it correctly? Yes, that's the idea, Your Honor. I wonder if the judge has a dog. What a farce. So are you saying that the witness somehow managed to produce an impossible scenario? If that creature's own trainer couldn't do it, how could I? Yes, it's a mystery, isn't it?
Boss, you don't have to agree so cheerfully.
The defense is claiming that Marlon Rhymes manipulated the orca. But if you cannot explain fully how it was done, your argument doesn't hold water. If you can't straighten out your own theory, would you like me to straighten you out? No thank you.
So Orla can't do two tricks at a time, but Mr. Plume saw her do it. This logical inconsistency means there's a flaw somewhere.
Wasn't Mr. Plume lying? There's a recording, yeah. Or is it not true that Orla can't do two tricks at a time?
But Mr. Plume had no reason to lie about such a thing.
If it is really impossible for Orla to perform two tricks at once, then maybe either the lifesaver trick or the singing trick was faked? Faked. Yes, maybe Orla only performed one of the tricks, but it was made to look like she performed two.
Silence!
Maybe. How do you expect to conduct a sword battle with conjecture? Sounds like I better present some evidence here and fast. Although I'm concerned about your profuse sweating, Mr. Wright, allow me to ask you, which of the two was faked? The lifesaver trick or the singing trick? The song. The defense wishes to argue that the singing trick was faked. And on what grounds do you base your assertion that the singing trick was faked? Because she was singing the wrong song? This is a recording of a recent Swashbuckler Spectacular. In this recording, Orla sings the same song she sang for Miss Fay earlier. But Mr. Plume said this song is different from the one she was sung a year ago. The song is different? Please listen to the song in the video from a year ago sent to this cell phone. Yes, it sounds quite different from the song Orla sang for Miss Fay earlier. Thank you for the hydrate. And yet, this is the same video Miss Fay used to issue the command to Orla to sing. By having Mr. Plume listen to the song recorded in the cell phone video, the true culprit made Mr. Plume think Orla was singing the song from a year ago. Only Marlon Rhymes, the owner of the cell phone videos, could have done this. But Mr. Plume said she heard the orca singing right in front of her. How do you claim he made her think that? How was the song recording played? I intend to explain that too, of course. What? The answer lies somewhere in the orca pool visitors corridor. Marlon Rhymes played the song recording by using this speaker.
Take that!
Mr. Plume heard the song while she was in the orca pool visitors corridor. There's a speaker in that corridor so that visitors can hear the orca sounds. And you claim the song was played from that speaker. How? Here's how Rhymes played the song over the speaker in the visitors corridor.
Take that!
Mr. Rhymes could broadcast the song and the video to the speaker by using a walkie-talkie. And he could get Orla to do the trick by letting her hear Miss Summer's whistle signal too. He played the singing through the speaker and he made Orla do the lifesaver trick. All of this was the doing of the true culprit, Marlon Rhymes. Gah. This is what you did, isn't it, Mr. Rhymes? Arr!
You did it! Now we can save both Sasha and Orla. Just leave it to Captain Wright's swashbuckling lawyers to win any case.
I don't remember agreeing to that name. So it actually was possible for Mr. Rhymes to manipulate the orca. I'm stunned. I see we'll need to hear some more from this witness. Mr. Rhymes, the time has come for you to tell the court the truth. Okay. So I used the walkie-talkie, ye say? Arr! Sorry, but you're dead wrong, me bucko. It be impossible, says I. What do you mean, impossible? I shall sing ye a little shanty, dissing your scurvy theory. Hark ye well now. Oh no. The dissin of Phoenix Wright! No! Yo, walkie-talkie be broke for real. Mr. Lawyer's freestyle got no appeal. Broke before the plume on the scene, broke before Wright could dream. Legit goof during cleaning time, eh, but Bilge sick and look. That orca, yo, don't listen to me, K. Kill the cap, yo, you so cray cray. Here we go again with that flip-flop music. Broken? Of all the flimsy excuses. Bilge sucking? That was uncalled for.
You probably broke it on purpose after the fact.
Arr, that be untrue, little lassie. Although I can't prove when it really was. Lucky be it for me. Ye lawyers be the ones who have the proving to do. After everything we've uncovered, he still won't admit it. Somehow I have to prove that he still could have done it. Oh dear. Legit goof during cleaning time, A, but Bilge sucking lawyers, spitting lies.
Hold it!
You made a big blunder? What happened? After I helped Sasha with the cleaning, I dropped it by accident and broke it. You wish to see it? I still have it with me. It does appear to be broken. With me walkie-talkie broken, there be no way I could have done what she said. I couldn't have given that orca any commands you could with the captain's.
Ooh, your walkie-talkie broke? Isn't that just so convenient? Mr. Rhymes, I think you broke it on purpose.
Miss Lawyer, none of your false accusations, if you please. I broke it on purpose. Where be your proof?
I don't have any proof.
If his walkie-talkie was broken, it throws a monkey wrench into my whole theory. But when he let Pearls borrow his cell phone so casually yesterday, he must have already been confident I wouldn't be able to prove anything. Har har. You'll never get me to agree to that poxed orca be innocent. If something be not done about her, she'll get Sasha one day too. That orca killed the captain. It weren't me. So you intend to continue that, to claim that the defendant is innocent, do you? But I won't stand for that. Now then, Wright don't know. What's your next move? Your Honor, I would like to examine that walkie-talkie if you don't mind. Certainly. Here you are. See if there's any way to tell when the walkie-talkie was broken.
If he gave Orla that command, then it couldn't have been broken at the time.
Can you... Yeah. I know.
You can also zoom in and out. I know! Now let's check every last inch of it to see if anything's off.
Oh, there's the bite marks.
Huh? Look at these. They look like tooth marks.
Hey, you're right. Bite this big. Wonder if it was Orla?
Wait, a walkie-talkie with tooth marks. Didn't we hear a story like that just yesterday?
Well, Blackwell at this point is like, yeah, you definitely didn't. I can't bullcrap my way through this anymore.
It was that walkie-talkie Azura used right up until her death. In the middle of the show, the orca brought Azura up to the surface in her mouth. She left tooth marks in Azura's walkie-talkie. The captain said he always kept that walkie-talkie with him so he'd never forget. Rhymes said that this walkie-talkie was his, but could it be?
Not odd about it, don't ye agree? Time to give up, Mr. Lawyer. Forget the orca. Just save Sasha, says I.
Can't do that. Now that I'm finally a lawyer again, how could I hold my head up if I made my client so miserable?
A stubborn one you be.
Are you sure it was your walkie-talkie? You could have stolen a broken walkie-talkie from somebody else.
If you be accusing me of thievery, let me see your proof.
Alright. This evidence tells who you stole the walkie-talkie from.
Take that!
According to the defendant's statement, Mr. Shipley's talked to her on his walkie-talkie before his death. However, no walkie-talkie was found near the victim's body.
Methinks the police just didn't look hard enough. Besides, the captain's walkie-talkie wasn't broken, be that not right? So his walkie-talkie has naught to do with mine.
I'm not so sure that's true. The victim fell to his death. It's quite possible his walkie-talkie broke in the fall. You stole the walkie-talkie after the victim's death, didn't you, Mr. Rhymes?
Silence!
I will not allow such leading questions, right, Dono? If you claim the walkie-talkie belonged to the victim, show me your evidence.
Certainly. I plan on doing just that. Please look at these tooth marks here on the walkie-talkie.
Tooth marks? Oh, yes, I see them.
The victim's walkie-talkie was a keepsake that used to belong to Azura Summers, who died a year ago. These tooth marks were left by Orla when she carried Miss Summers in her mouth.
If this is Mr. Shipley's walkie-talkie, then Mr. Rhymes' walkie-talkie is still unaccounted for, which means he could have used it to command the orca after all.
And that's not all, Your Honor. The only one who could have taken the victim's walkie-talkie is the culprit himself. The fact that Marlon Rhymes had the victim's walkie-talkie is proof that he murdered Jack Shipley.
Sink me. Arr! Not so fast, Mr. Lawyer.
What? He still won't admit it?
This walkie-talkie be mine, says I.
Then how do you explain the tooth marks on it?
I've had many the run-in with that orca myself, She bit me more than once, and me walkie-talkie too. Evidence of our fights are carved here into me body. My goodness, I can clearly see the tooth marks scars in your skin.
What? Are those really scars from being bitten by Orla?
Ahoy! Yo, yo, ho, ho! You want answers? I got some, mate. These scars are from Orla, that's right. Dem girl can put up a nasty fight. That orca bit me and left me scarred. Had a rep to protect, so I went in hard. So, Mr. Lawyer, I win, just being frank. And Orla, heh, you get the plank.
Oh my gosh, shut up. I can't let him run this show. I have to find a way to prove the walkie-talkie belonged to the victim.
And ye can forget about fingerprints. I always keep me walkie-talkie clean and polished. This man had everything worked out before he even took the stand. But I won't give up. There has to be a way.
Mr. Wright, I found something interesting. The tooth marks on the walkie-talkie. Notice anything funny about them?
Funny? Funny how?
Something is different about them compared to the other tooth marks we've seen.
The only other ones I remember are the ones on the practice dummy.
It's just a tiny difference. It might not even mean anything.
Right now we need to consider every possibility we can, no matter how small. If I can figure out what's different about the bite marks, maybe I can somehow prove Rhymes' walkie-talkie actually belonged to the victim. Thank Phoenix. You could turn everything around right here and now. Time to review the facts we have so far. With the intent of killing Orla, Rhymes drained the show stage pool. But Rhymes failed to kill Orla, and instead he tried to pin Shipley's murder on Orla. In order to manipulate Orla, Rhymes must have used a cell phone and a walkie-talkie. But the walkie-talkie Rhymes has is broken. I think it's the victim's walkie-talkie, the one he had kept as a memento of Azura Summers. I have to find a way to prove that it is indeed the victim's walkie-talkie. Which piece of evidence left on the walkie-talkie could prove it belongs to the victim? The tooth marks. We have two pieces of evidence with tooth marks, the walkie-talkie and the dummy. What's striking about these two pieces of evidence, they're different. They're different bite mark patterns. When I look closely, I see two different bite mark patterns. Two variations, huh? Wasn't there a trick of Orla's that had two different variations as well? Oh yeah, the show song. Two different songs. A year ago, that Orca's song and teeth marks were different from what they are now. What could be the cause of these two inconsistencies? What's behind the fact that the Orca's tooth marks and song were different from a year ago? Oh, it was a different Orca? Is that where we're going with this? There are two different Orcas. I'm starting to think there are two different Orcas. The one a year ago and Orla now. And if the Orca a year ago wasn't Orla, it means the bite mark on the walkie-talkie isn't Orla's like Rhymes said it was. Now I can finally prove the walkie-talkie belongs to the victim. There's two Orlas? Mr. Wright, you appear to be lost in thought there. Is everything all right? I just realized something astonishing, Your Honor. Your face is what's astonishing, right, Dono? Your rudeness is what's astonishing, Prosecutor Blackquill. And what is this astonishing thing you realized? Until just now, I thought the Orca at Shipshape Aquarium a year ago and Orla were the same Orca. However, two inconsistencies led me to a new fact. And that fact is that there might be two Aura Shipleys. What? Two different Orcas? But that's impossible. Order? Order in the court! Explain yourself. What is the basis for this preposterous claim? The Orca's show song a year ago and the one now are different. I believe it's because the Orca a year ago was a different Orca. Two different Orcas, two different songs. It explains the show song contradiction. What be this bilge water talk? I don't understand. I'm talking about the truth. Truth that will finally catch you out in your lies. You claim that the tooth marks on the walkie-talkie were Orla's, but that's not true. The two different bite mark patterns on the walkie-talkie and the dummy prove this. What? Two different patterns, you say?
Silence.
While I concede, there is a possibility that two different Orcas exist. Bite mark patterns alone are not proof enough. I want more conclusive evidence. Alright, I'll show you conclusive evidence then. So he wants to see evidence other than the bite mark patterns, does he? The Orca a year ago and Orla have different songs and different teeth. Don't I have two videos on hand that can be used to compare those differences? I will now submit two videos with which different songs and teeth can be compared.
Take that!
And here's the other.
Take that!
Please Please compare these two videos, one from a year ago and one recent. Bite patterns is literally proof, I know. As discussed, the two orcas are singing two different songs. Please also pay attention to the appearance of the two orcas' teeth. How exactly do you claim their teeth are different? Let's look for shots in the two videos where the orca's teeth are shown. This is Orla's in the recent video of the Swashbuckler Spectacular Pirate Show. As you can see, she has all of her teeth. Oh, what a healthy smile she has. I'm a bit envious. Does the previous Orla not have all her teeth? Now let's take a look at the TV phone video from a year ago. Oh, it's chipped. Just as I thought, their teeth are different. Oh, I believe the smile looks a little different from the one we saw a moment ago. As you can see, the orca from a year ago has one tooth that's broken off. If the teeth are different, then... Yes, if the teeth are different, they of course leave different bite mark patterns. On the practice dummy, you can see Orla's uniform pattern with all her teeth intact. And on the walkie-talkie, you can see that one tooth is missing from the pattern. I see it. Just like the smile of the orca in last year's video. The tooth marks on the walkie-talkie were not made by the orca we know as Orla. They were made a year ago by a different orca. Two different orcas? I can't believe it. The statement that the tooth marks on the walkie-talkie were from Orla was a lie. The truth is, this walkie-talkie was stolen from the victim, Jack Shipley. And the only person who could have stolen it is the true culprit, Marlon Rhymes. No, he got it all wrong. It be all the fault of that orca. Whoa. Huh? No. He got it all wrong. Whoa. This is cool. Blimey. It be the orca's fault. This can't be. Arr. That's very cool. That was a very cool breakdown. Dual Destinies has had some really good breakdowns. Once again, I'm too weak to help anybody. Well, it would appear we should hear more from the defendant about Aura Shipley. Sasha Buckler?
Yes, Captain Judge.
Is what Mr. Wright claims true? Are there two different orcas? The secret that Shipshape Aquarium was hiding was about Orla, wasn't it? Dr. Crab told me to focus on the orca's song. He hinted it would be a clue. Phoenix is right. The one we call Orla is the second Aura Shipley. There actually used to be two orcas at the Shipshape Aquarium. I used to call the first Aura Shipley, just Aura for short. Aura and Orla are sisters. The captain rescued them both when they got beached on the shore. Oh, but Orla was in bad shape, and the ship's doctor had to look after her for a long time. Both orcas loved the captain, so we decided to keep them on at Shipshape Aquarium. Why didn't you say anything about there being two orcas? Well, because after the accident a year ago, Aura was put down. Oh. What? Aura is dead? Yeah, the Center for Dangerous Animal Control demanded it. Apparently the captain and the ship's doctor begged them. Oh. We put the first one down, so please leave the second one alone, they said. Oh, this is so sad. I'm so sorry for ever suspecting you, Dr. Crab. You're the best. Anyway, after the accident a year ago, the captain told us he was gonna put Orla in the pirate show as Aura Shipley. He asked us to keep quiet about Aura's death until the time was right. What a surprising and complex tale. Did all Shipshape Aquarium employees know about this? No, just a select few of us. Mr. Rhymes, did you know about it? Of course not. How would I? Tell me, Mr. Rhymes, did you plan on killing Orla from the start? Yeah, I planned to do it during the cleaning, so I drained the pool. I figured if I didn't do something about that beast, Sasha's life was in danger. Sasha trusted that orca just as much as Azura did. I wanted to protect her. I couldn't help Azura, so I felt like protecting Sasha was the least I could do. My duty. I built up my strength so I'd be ready to kill the orca. I even fought with sharks. But the captain realized my plan and tried to save the orca. And that is why you killed Jack Shipley. Ah. Now the report from the crime lab finally makes sense. Report from the crime lab? In court yesterday, you will recall I showed a photo of the victim lying on his back. According to the lab, the bruise on the victim's right wrist was Rhymes' handprint. Are you kidding me? And you decided not? Are you... What? This would have been nice to know. His handprint. I didn't know how it fit in with the case until I heard Rhymes' story just now. But now we can imagine the reason for it being there. Rhymes must have made the handprint when he fought with the victim over the orca. A handprint made during a struggle? I don't care what happens to me anymore. I deserve the death penalty. I'm the one that killed the captain. Please give Sasha her not guilty verdict. You accept your defeat well, I see. Let me be your guide to hell. Oh, get him! Get on with the verdict, your baldness. It seems this unprecedented trial that began with an orca as the defendant has finally come to a close.
Sasha's saved! Orla's gonna be so happy!
Sasha's not guilty verdict is coming. Why do I still have this strange, nagging feeling? Rhymes' handprint on the victim's right wrist. Was it really the result of a deadly struggle over the orca? Or was he trying to save the captain? I can't shake the feeling that the handprint has some other hidden meaning. What if he accidentally shoved him in, or if it was all an accident and the captain slipped in and he tried to save him? I'm wondering. Is this trial gonna end without revealing the whole truth? Plus, we still haven't answered the question about the ladder. Very well. This court finds the defendant, Sasha Buckler.
Hold it!
I'm curious. Your Honor, please hold off on that verdict. Mr. Wright, what is the meaning of this? I would like to further explore this new evidence the prosecution just submitted. But what complaint could you have? You are about to get your not guilty verdict. I see no need to further prolong this trial, Mr. Wright. Your Honor, we still don't know the entire truth of this case. This unnatural handprint Mr. Rhymes left on the victim's right wrist. I don't think it was the result of a fight between the two men. Not the result of a fight? Then what do you suggest it was?
Boss, what are you doing?
Do you remember that evidence we found at the show stage?
Evidence? What evidence?
That mysterious mark might be the key to understanding the whole case. Your Honor, the defense would like to submit evidence that will expose the truth of this case. A mysterious piece of evidence that pairs with Mr. Rhymes' unnatural handprint.
Take that!
Marlon Rhymes left behind a very unusual set of fingerprints at the show stage. In what way were they unusual? They were right-handed prints on the left side of the ladder. If one were to grasp the ladder in the same way as the prints, it would look just like this. It looks like the ladder is being grasped from above. Exactly, Your Honor. And the handprint on the victim's right wrist shows it was held with a powerful grip. Yeah. Marlon Rhymes grasps the show stage ladder in an unnatural pose. If he was gripping the victim's wrist in this position... Gripping the victim's wrist? Then he must have been.
It means Mr. Rhymes was actually...
That's right. If we couple the unnatural handprint with the mysterious fingerprints... Oh. We see that Marlon Rhymes was trying to save the victim's life. What? But that can't be. It's impossible. It's crazy. It was just an accident. We don't really see accident cases. Why don't we ask Mr. Rhymes himself? Yeah. Mr. Rhymes, we want to hear the truth directly from you. I gotta hand it to you, Mr. Lawyer. You got skills. Why? Why did you have to figure it out? It doesn't matter what happens to me anymore. I'm ready to die. So is what the defense is claiming true? The captain. He found out I drained the show stage pool. He rushed to the side of the pool, frantic to put some water in for the orca. Oh, this poor captain. And then he slipped. It was a slip. I knew it. I knew it. And he just covered it up. Captain, give me your left hand. No, Marlon. You'll fall too. Oh. Oh, the captain's so... I love the captain so much. Oh, forgive me, Marlon. I didn't realize what deep pain you were in. But please, please don't blame Orla. It's nobody's fault. Not Orla's, and not yours. Oh, hey! Captain! This is arguably the most tragic case we've had so far. Yeah. So, Jack Shipley's death was accidental. This whole time, it was... Dude! Why didn't you tell us that you didn't kill the victim? Because I have no right to live anymore. I'm ready to get the death penalty. The captain died because of me. And then, on top of it all, I used his body to frame Orla. I was gonna kill Orla, and she wasn't even to blame. She didn't do anything wrong. The only thing I can do now is pay for it all with my life. I can't do anything. I couldn't save the captain. I couldn't avenge Azura's death. Mr. Rhymes, you have the wrong idea about Miss Summers' death. Not even the first Aura Shipley was responsible for her dying. Aura, of her own accord, was trying to save Miss Summers' life. What? What are you talking about? Azura Summers suffered from a heart condition, but she didn't tell anyone, and she performed in the pirate show anyway. She had a heart attack and died before anyone could save her. I'm sure she didn't think Aura attacked her. There's nothing to avenge. No way. Heart condition. She never said a word about it.
Maybe she didn't want you to worry about her?
So I wanted to get revenge all this time for nothing. Oh. This case is so sad. So neither case was murder. Not a year ago and not this time either. Your responsibility in this matter is great, but I believe you can be rehabilitated. Marlon, you better come back to Shipshape Aquarium when you're done, you hear? Orla and I and everybody will be waiting for you. You still have a lot to offer, Mr. Rhymes. Live your life and never give up. For the sake of those who are gone as well. Wow, this is the first time that we're actually... We're actually on the we're rooting for the guy who's gonna be convicted. Oh, I promise to make up for what I've done, even if it takes me my whole life. Mr. Wright, Sasha. Oh, thank you. Oh, oh, this is oh. Well, I have seen countless trials, but never one that ended like this. Yeah, this is a good DLC case. I don't know how, Mr. Wright, but you always seem to manage to turn things around. I think all this excitement has taken a few years off my life. Is that praise or a diss? Everyone was a victim in this case, yeah. Now then, this court finds the defendant, Sasha Buckler, not guilty. Court is now adjourned. We need lawyers like Phoenix in this world.
Congratulations on your win.
Thanks, Pearls. Thank you for all your help today, Pearls.
All we did was have fun with Orla. Orla, I'm back! Oh, I missed you, girl. Oh, I'm so happy for you and Orla, Sasha. Everything turned out great.
Phoenix, Athena, I really want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. Orla and I are both really grateful.
I will now act out me gratitude with a little performance.
Arr. Miss Orca lover, don't you think you'd better take care of your health first?
Alright, fine. I promise. No more shows until I'm better. I don't want anybody to worry about me after all.
Good. I'm glad that's settled. Hey, buddy. Mr. Lawyer. You just had to blab every single one of the aquarium's secrets, didn't you? I'm sorry, Dr. Crab. Nah. That's alright. I'm glad. It's kind of hard to tell. Although, thanks to you, they now know we're using the illegal torpedo system. But I think we'll be able to wiggle out of this serious repercussions somehow. That writer lady is advocating for us, saying the law itself is to blame. She said she's gonna look into getting the law changed. Aww. What caused their heart problems though? Yeah, them both having a heart condition is strange. Wow, go Mr. Plume. She sure is a powerhouse. There's one thing you didn't figure out, by the way. Keep this to yourself, will you? We don't want it getting out publicly. Remember that appointment I had written down in my calendar? Oh, you mean meet the captain at the Orca pool at 7 a.m.? That note meant the Orca pool of the Shipshape Aquarium, not Shipshapes. What? Are we supposed to meet there? Jack and I. We visited the Supermarine Aquarium once a month. Any idea why? To get dolphin therapy treatment? No, silly. Remember I told you? Jack and I were against putting the Orca down from the start. What? Oh my god! You mean we just pretended— Oh my god, she's alive! We just pretended to put the other Aura Shipley down. The Supermarine Aquarium is harboring her for us. Yo! This is the best outcome! What? Oh, so that talk about large amounts of money you were paying them was— Once a month, the owner and the vet disappear from this aquarium, and I came to find out that each time a large amount of money was being paid out. We were paying for Aura's care. You wouldn't believe how much fish orcas eat. Now that it's been proven she was innocent all along, I think we can bring her back soon. Until then, keep it under your hat, okay?
Huh? What was he telling you about?
Oh, nothing much.
By the way, Orla wants you to give her a little celebratory prize. Orla specifically requested you give it to her, Phoenix.
Alright, fine. Let's see, what can I give her? The fish we've had the entire time!
Take that!
Orla, it's coming a day late, but congratulations on your verdict. Oh. 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 That was a bit dramatic, okay?
Oh my, aren't you lucky?
That's Orla's best trick. The thank you kiss trick. Oh.
Oh, Orla, I want to be next.
Oh. So the curtain fell on my first trial in years. I'm looking forward to the comeback of Sasha and Orla's swashbuckler spectacular. After all, I made a comeback of my own, as a lawyer. Oh. A few months later, ooh. Sometime, someday. It's been a while since I visited Shipshape Aquarium. Now that Sasha has recovered from her illness, she's performing today. There's still some time before the show starts. I think I'll wander around for a bit. Hi, Phoenix. Hope you enjoyed the show today. The orcas are excited and ready to go. Oh, I'm sure I'll enjoy... Wait a minute. Did you say orcas? As in plural? Yes! They're back! Yep, let me show you. Oh, it's her sister! What? 2 Orlas? Don't tell me. Yep, you caught it right. Aura Shipley the First has returned to Shipshape Aquarium. We be the 3 pirate sisters. Arr! We be out to stop the evil Scalawag League, led by Red Stash and the giant octopus. Well, I don't want to get in the way of their rehearsal. Guess I better go. Oh. Well, if it isn't Blue Boy, did you come for my book signing? Oh, Mr. Plume, there's a book signing? Yes, my new book is just out. It's called Shipshape Aquarium, Don't Pull the Plug. The book signing will be held here in this room, after all. The vet owes me a favor. Yeah, she got them to approve the use of Torpedo. I'm grateful. Why does she keep coming to my lab to bother me every single day? My next work will be entitled Sniper. The Penguin Leaves the Nest. Aw. Aw. Yeah, stop this cacophony. Why am I surrounded by carping females? Gee, Dr. Crab gets all the ladies. I guess I'll leave him to it. Oops, it's almost time for the show.
Where have you been, Daddy? Polly and Athena already went in.
While we were waiting, I bought some souvenirs to take back to the village.
Sorry to keep you waiting. I bet they'll love your souvenirs back home, Pearls.
By the way, I hear a certain someone is gonna be in today's show.
A certain someone? Wonder who it could be.
Oh, it's almost time. The show's just about to start.
Alright, let's go to the show stage then. One sec. Apollo! I saved you all seats, Mr. Wright.
Ooh, I can't believe I get to see the show again. I'm so happy I want to dive in the pool.
You better not. I think they'd call security.
You're welcome in the pool anytime, Athena. But Red Stash is the best swimmer of all.
Huh? Who have you got playing Red Stash's role? It's gotta be Marlin, right? Sasha, Aura, and Orla are ready to go. Hey, I know that voice.
Yep, you minnow it. Marlin is back and he's playing the role of Red Stash. It be the new Swashbuckler Spectacular. Hope you enjoy it, me buckos.
Oh, so lovely. Oh, we don't get to watch the show.
And so, our pirates set sail for bluer seas under a sunnier sky. As for me, I set foot into the world of law once more as a full-time lawyer.
Let's go. We did it! We finally beat Dual Destinies! Whoa, wait, whoa! You've unlocked a special bonus in the music and background settings screen? Dual Destinies commemorative. Wait, that's sick! Wait, oh, I want to look at that. Wait. That was sick. Oh, we beat it. We beat Dual Destinies. It feels like we've been doing this forever. Oh my god. I don't know. I don't even know where I'd begin to look for that. That was cool though. Oh my gosh. Oh my god. We finally made it to Spirit of Justice. Woo, the final game in the Ace Attorney Trilogy. Oh boy. I'm not trilogy. Well, the second Ace Attorney Trilogy. Oh boy. I'm so excited. I'm actually kind of nervous though for Spirit of Justice because if I know anything about the character names, I'm gonna struggle a lot. Oh boy. It's been great though. I know there's like a lot of like controversy with Dual Destinies. Like it's like pretty hated, I think, but I loved it. I thought that game was awesome. And especially that aquarium case. That was so good. Oh my god. Alright. Well, next time we'll get started with Spirit of Justice. I'm gonna send you guys on a raid. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. It's been fun. I'm so excited to play Spirit of Justice next time. I'm very excited for it. This is the game I know the least amount. I literally don't know anything about this game, and I'm so excited to play it. It looks so good. Thank you guys for tuning in. It's been fun.
I'll see y'all later. Bye. Bye, gamers.
Bye. I'm gonna go nap forever because I'm so stressed. I need a big old nap. Bye, guys. Bye.